All right, all right, all right. What's up, you guys? I need to put my headphones on. Make sure it's not doing that weird shit. Okay. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, it did this really weird thing where as soon as I started up the stream, the voice effects engine on the mixer was on, even though I didn't turn it on, and it's made me sound all whiny and shit, like I was about to cry. It was very weird. Why don't I hear my music? Oh, what the fuck? No music was playing that whole time? What the fuck, dude? Just got me a nice cold shower. You already know. Yeah, we had a pretty fucked up day. This is gonna sound very first world problem-ish, but hey, if that bothers you, I live in the first world. I'm sorry. We had our AC was out last night. They've been doing a bunch of roofing work at our apartment complex here lately, and I guess they got some debris off the fucking roof into our AC units, and it just fucked it up. Like the outdoor unit wouldn't spin up. So the maintenance guy had to come today. He replaced a bunch of fuses, went out there and checked, and found that the wiring was all destroyed. So he fixed that. Thankfully, just before it started to storm like crazy, he came back in, replaced the fuse again. Now we're good. So we have cool air circulating again, but holy shit, it was miserable earlier today, man. It was like 79, 80-ish inside. It is way too fucking hot for the cold air to be out. Way too cold. Or way too hot. Anyways, so that's sorted. Yeah, I have not played a video game on stream in upwards of 2.5, 3 weeks. So I figured tonight was the night. I have my gaming mouse. I'm not just using the MX Master. I actually got back out my gaming mouse. I can't hold it up though because it's corded. I'm not a wireless gaming mouse type of guy. I like a good solid cable. Works just fine for me. I have two of these though. The MX Master. I have one in the stone colorway here, which is like a pearl kind of. And then my personal favorite one right here, which is the black and bronze. This is good shit. Look at the thumb part especially. This is like the best looking mouse Logitech ever made. Productivity mouse. Can't really see. There we go. Yeah, it has like this diamond pattern on the thumb rest. It's fucking awesome. Shit looks clean, dude. Anyways, yeah, just took my ass a cold shower, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. Got my coffee, got a little bit of salted water. I like to put some, you know, pink salt or Celtic salt or Redmond's real salt, whatever it happens to be. Some good quality salt. That's all that matters. Some good shit. Put it in your water. It helps with your electrolytes and all that shit. It's a good idea. That's all I'm saying. What have you been up to, Dude Core? We haven't talked in a while, dude. I don't want to put your business out there, but are you still working at the same place? I've also been... Same stuff. Same, man. I don't know if you were here when I talked about it, but I had some bullshit going on at my work too, so... Getting cooked. I had this guy who I was training. I kind of talked about this a few streams ago, so I won't go super in-depth again, but... I had this guy that I was training that was way older than me, but he was just kind of disrespecting me and throwing a bunch of snide comments my way. So it was very awkward, but I, as a 30-year-old man, had to discipline a 48-year-old man about his behavior. A dude that I guess technically is old enough to be my fucking uncle. So that was weird, but it had to be done. And it is what it is. So he's on his own now. It's basically a sink or swim situation. I told everybody, I'm like, hey, I did everything I can do for this guy. You know, if he's not going to retain the knowledge that I gave him, that's it, dude. Lay down the law and cook that dinosaur. Oh my god. Well, I wasn't saying that, but yeah, it was just awkward. You know, I just feel like we're all adults and there should be no situation in which I need to fucking discipline, especially someone older than me, about how to behave in the workplace. You know what I mean? Oh my god, let the asteroid. Was it an asteroid or a meteor? Ah, it's basically the same thing. Who cares? Yeah, man, I see everybody's been playing Oblivion Remastered. Like, fucking everybody's been playing that shit. There's speedrunners doing it, like, lots of casual playthroughs, like Shroud, a bunch of other people. Man, this fucking music. This is the day of night. Never gets old, man, this soundtrack. Oh man, the gym was closed for renovation this past weekend, and I've just been going fucking insane not being able to go. Like, I could have easily gone today, but, I mean, first of all, I had to stream, and second of all, I hate going longer than 4 days without a stream now. And I last streamed on Saturday night, so if I waited another day, it would have been 4. But that's alright, I can either go super early in the morning or later in the day, so as long as I go, that's all I care about. I just can't be doing that, you know, skipping 5 straight days. I have to at least have it be more consistent than that. Node. What's up, Sosa Ribeiro? Why did your message not show up, by the way? Because I know I activated YouTube. Oh, there we go. Well, I unfortunately do not speak. I unfortunately do not speak the language that you're typing. I believe it's Portuguese, but I do not speak that language, so unfortunately we got to keep it English only here. Appreciate that, dude core. I don't mean to ban you, but please keep it you know, please keep it English only. I'll have to do like other streamers have done, where basically they type English only in like 25 different languages, and they just make that a command that plays every now and then. Not a bad idea. But yeah, I appreciate you watching, but I don't understand. Just makes life easier for everybody if we keep it English only. Oh, he got timed out by you? Oh, okay. Yeah, it said message deleted by you, so I figured I'm the law out here. For real, dude. The game of turning white to black. And black to white. But yeah, today was fucking miserable because of that. But most importantly, we got it sorted. Now, double dipping is hard. Well, to be honest with you, the reason why I shut the YouTube down last stream is because we just had way too much going on. I was trying to watch the videos with Future, as you know, and I was trying to stream on both Twitch and YouTube at significantly different bit rates on both websites. I was trying to screen share my screen to him. What's up, Dr. Red? I was trying to screen share my screen to him while also accessing this website called SyncTube that makes sure that no matter how far away you are from someone else, your YouTube videos don't get desynced. It was just way too much going on. As you can probably gather from what I'm describing, it was way too much for just my PC to handle, so it just ended up fucking up the YouTube stream really bad, so I just had to shut it down. So I have reduced the YouTube stream from 30,000 bitrate to 15,000. That should help. That should help it not be so, you know, compressed and difficult to run. And we're just going to be playing Silent Hill 4, even though there was a recent update for it. So here's the cool thing. And this is something that I think is really, really awesome about GOG. So GOG is called Good Old Games. That's what it stands for. And it's actually owned partially by CD Projekt Red, the same company that made Cyberpunk and The Witcher. And they actually have a preservation incentive program. And what that means, the PIP program, what that means is that certain games can get updated. If they're missing content, they can get updated if they are bugged or they need a patch or anything like that. So basically what they did is they worked with members of the community, I believe, and they restored all of the missing hauntings and they fixed some bugs with the PC version. So I think that's really fucking cool that they're actually updating these old games instead of just, you know, it's like, well, we did the work to put it on, it's available, you do the rest kind of thing, you know, like they're actually putting in the work to make sure that these games function the way that they're supposed to, and they have all the content that they're supposed to have, so that's really cool. So, Silent Hill 4, there should be an update. Yes, there was a patch. Offline backup installers. View patch notes. Okay. Yeah, March 20th, 2025, it got an update. So here's what the update did. What the? Oh yeah, it's flipped because... it's still doing that shit. Well, anyways. Okay, so improved compatibility with Windows 10 and 11, fixed gray screen issue occurring after resolution changes, fixed task switching, fixed audio volume and panning, added full support for various modern controllers, including Sony DualSense Edge, Amazon Luna, what the fuck is that? Google Stadia I know is like the completely online thing, and NVIDIA Shield controllers, added support for controller hot plugging and vibrations, adjusted default brightness and gamma to more closely match the PS2 version. Here's the big one. Restored all missing hauntings for a complete gameplay experience. Validated stability. That is fucking awesome. This game came out in 2004 and it got a March 20th, 2025 patch that just basically restored it to a version that runs way more similarly to the PS2, which I think is awesome. So, with that being said, I say we just fucking get right into it, huh? That's what I say. So, because I'm not in the business of wasting anybody's time, I'm just going to move my shit ever so slightly further down. Hopefully we're not in the way of too much down here. Gonna start leaving my camera a little bit smaller these days, because in the past it has just been way too fucking big, and I didn't realize until I watched the VODs back how unnecessarily large it was. This should be plenty large enough. So let's play. You know, my voice is cracking already, so you know that we're in for a good old time. Hopefully the audio's not fucked. By the way, what's going on, Dr. Red? Did I open 2 instances of this? No, I didn't. Okay. Konami. It should pop up in a second. I have game capture on. Oh, what the? It's playing out of my monitor. What the hell? I was like, where's that coming from? It's so quiet. This is what's fucked up, dude. Yeah, what the hell? My output device is set to NVIDIA high definition audio, and then my monitor is selected. What in the fuck? What is going on? Oh, Windows. Trying to lab some TODs with a... Oh, I call her artificial human number 18, but I know you mean Android 18. Because you're an American dub watcher like that. But you know what? I don't accept that. I mean, I really don't. Alright, let's disable this bullshit. Okay. Now we should be good. Let's launch. Oh yeah, let's make sure this is off. Everything that would be in the way of game capture needs to be turned the fuck off. Oh, and the fucking audio's messed up again. Got an alt tab. Alright. Well, it's not messed up. I just need to fix it. Did we have this conversation before? I don't remember. Basically, every single time you download an update for a game like this, you have to go back into like your Windows preferences and change the device that it plays out of, or it just won't fucking work like ever. So that's what I'm having to do now. Let's do this, and then I should be able to alt tab once it actually loads. I can see what they mean about the gamma. It definitely does look closer. Can I change it to not be full screen? Jesus, man, what is going on? All I want to do is alt tab and change my shit, but it won't let me. Oh. Well, there's a bug they need to fix. Unable to alt tab while the fucking game's running. That's great. They just patched it and it already needs another update. Well, whatever. I know it ain't my keyboard. It's a brand new keyboard. And I have not enabled anything that would disable Alt-Tab. I know some keyboards have that functionality, but this one I have not done that on. So whatever, we'll just have to let it play out of the one channel. All right. Man, this does look a lot better now. Original PC version looked super washed out here. I can definitely tell it looks better. Super loud scream incoming. Man, look at this. First person in 2004. Most of the textures in this game look like paper now. I still think a lot of it looks fine, especially the third person ones, but yeah, this first person perspective is pretty rough. And that's pretty loud too. Yeah, so a lot of people when they play this for the first time, okay, so we're gonna have to move that, and I can't get off this screen, so I can't. Oh my god, dude. Well, a lot of people when they play this for the first time, they think that they're playing as this guy who is the main character, but they're not. So this is our indicator that we're actually playing as the previous inhabitant of room 302. So let's go ahead and finish this part so I can save. Yeah, this song is a fucking banger for sure. Feels good to play a game, man. Can you guys believe I haven't played a game on stream in almost 3 weeks? It's been like 2 weeks and 6 days since I played RE3. Kind of crazy. Damn, that looks clean. I cannot tell a lie, it looks good.
Oh, man. What a dream.
You know what I've been itching to play again? Dr. Ed Murder House. But I feel like we have to save that for October 2nd because that would be the 4th year in a row that we played that on October 2nd. We did it 2022, 3, 4, and this would make 5. Or this would make the 4th year in a row. Oh, look at his shadow. It looks like a fucking E.T.
Hello?
Help me.
The cord's cut.
The cord's cut.
Okay, really fast. I'm gonna have to figure out why the fuck I can't alt tab, but for in the meantime, I'm just gonna move my camera up just a bit. You know what? Let's find out. Yeah, so my alt tab is working. Like, what the fuck? That's so weird, man. Whatever. Let's just play. I'm done worrying about it. Everything should be set up correctly. Let's just play. Feel the same about Alien Isolation. I try to only play it for November. Yeah. Dude, remember that one year that both of us just went insanely hard on our marathons? Like, we absolutely went way too far. All right, here, I'm just gonna have to... Okay. 4 lines. There we go. Dude, we both went way, 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 way too hard. What was it, 2 years ago now? My God, like... I did 120 something hours while also working full time, and then you went even harder. Like, the fact that your PS4 is even still it is even still with us, isn't it? It's just a testament to the engineering of Sony. It is for real, man. That shit is it's a warrior, you know? Oh, I think my camera's in the perfect spot. It should not be in the way of the text. It should be all right. And if there's text on screen, I'll just hotkey it away.
What's going on here?
Eileen. It's so annoying how he says that at the end. Eileen. "16 hands on the wall."
Oh, man.
Hope my luck changes before the party.
Did they ever fix this being a... No, they didn't. So this is a European executable that this is based on. So instead of mom, it says mum in a lot of places. And a lot of words have the U. Like color has a U. I think there's one part where it says valor with a U. Like they're basically European English in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's why you'll see things like mum. But in the English and the Japanese version, it says mom, why doesn't you wake up? But in this, it says mum, why don't you wake up? Yes, and like the video we watched outlined, this game completely changes the inventory system. We don't have anything right now, obviously, although I will get a couple things out of the fridge. But you get 10 items. You can see that indicator here across the bottom. You can hold 10 things. That is it. There's no way to expand it. There's no way to change that. There's no way to drop items. You have to come back to the apartment every time you want to get rid of an item. It just part of the game. You got to get used to it. I do love this sound though. It's a fucking awesome sound. All right. Dude, I've missed the echo reading. We have not had any echo reading in so long. I've missed it. And this version is so high quality. You can see they look like Roblox characters in the background. Also, there's a big mistake right here. This tree right in front of us, the leaves are just hanging off. You can see they're not even attached to the branches, but when we look out the window again, they are attached. So for this small little cutscene here where Cynthia goes down into the subway, the fucking leaves are just hanging in the middle of nowhere. Not even attached to the tree. See, and now they're attached. Like, what an oversight, dude. What the hell? Like, that's such an oversight. Well, what the hell were these devs doing, dude? What were they doing with my Silent Hill? Fucking it up. That's what they were doing. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not that serious. Feels good to play a game, man. It really does. It's been so long. Feels really fucking good. And mouse and keyboard as well. I haven't played a game on mouse and keyboard in a hot minute. Somebody in there?
Somebody in there? I wonder if I can get out this way.
Sewage pipe's broken too. I noticed on the Japanese version they call this sewer pipe, not steel pipe. Not that it matters, but you know, just tiny little differences that I've noticed. And of course, you can't actually see Henry. You can't move in front of the mirror, but you could see his reflection in the cutscene. You just can't see it here. Oh, you know we gotta get properly caffeinated for this. You already know. Alright, so you can hold W here, but you can actually hold Shift as well to move slightly faster. So this is just W. And this is Shift. So it's actually noticeably faster. Thankfully, you only have to do this once. If they made you do it more than once, that would just be super obnoxious. From here on out, it's just a cutscene. Yeah, there's also really cool stuff. So around this time, in Japan, around this time, they started using websites to market their games, or promote their games, I should say. And so they would basically do kind of what movies used to do in the mid-2000s, where they would just create like SilentHill4.com, or, you know, I believe they called the website bookoflostmemories.com. And what it would let you do is you could basically go there and read additional info about the characters and different cutscenes and scenarios that are not in the game. So it actually filled in a lot of the missing information that the game doesn't necessarily tell you. So we'll talk more about that as we go through.
Who are you? What's your name?
Silent Circus is the tracker.
Henry. And you?
This is my dream, and you don't even know my name. It's Cynthia.
Your dream.
That's right. This is just a dream. And a really terrible one, too. I hope I wake up soon.
So you think this is a dream, huh?
Dude, look at all that blur. Holy
Well,
shit.
If it's not a dream, what is it? Anyway, I want to get out of here, but I can't find the exit.
Say.
Say, will you help me find it? I'm kind of scared all alone. I'll do a special favor
See, favor with a
for
U.
you later.
Yeah, and that's another part of it.
It's just a dream, so I might as well have some fun.
Oh, is it enter? Oh, it's middle mouse. Yeah, yeah. I always forget the controls. Yeah, another thing I noticed about the Japanese version is the item icons are way smaller in the bottom there, and the charge times on Japanese are way, way faster. I actually think they balanced them out, because I think the Japanese version came out first by a few months, so I think they balanced it out by making the charge times a little bit longer in the English and European versions. But it charges in like 3/4 of a second. Maybe because it's the first weapon, it's not that powerful anyway, but I noticed that for sure. If you're wondering how I'm playing the Japanese version, by the way, I had to make a Japanese PSN account and download it on PS3. That's the only way to do it without just getting a Japanese copy and playing on a modded PS2. Or if you're really hardcore, just buying a Japanese region PS2. But that's kind of not necessary anymore. It's pretty easy to mod them, so you don't have to do that. I wouldn't know anything about that. I certainly don't own a white and blue Japanese region PS2 FAT. I was still laughing at the fucking Silent Hill 2 joke that they said in that Twin Perfect video, where they're like, they just flat out say, like, James murdered his wife because of X, Y, and Z, and then Fungo just goes, that's what I'd do. Like, it's just the most casual decision in the world, and that's what I'd do. No need to fight these guys, just run. Complete waste of time. Where could this crazy hole lead to? Well, I don't know. I don't claim to know everything, dude. I always like to tell this story too, because we were such idiots in school. I had this one dude who was like the sole friend that I had in grade school and middle school that also knew about Silent Hill. And I was part of the grade.
Another dream.
I was part of the grade where every second year was the grade itself. So like 4th grade was 2003 to 2004, 5th grade was 04 to 05, etc., etc.
Was I really inside that woman's dream?
So during recess in either 5th grade or 6th grade, I can't remember for sure, this
That's
kid tells me...
stupid. What am I thinking?
This kid tells me that every time you go back to the apartment, you can just basically spam it as many times as you want, but every time it'll be slightly dirtier. So I sat there for like 2 hours just coming back to the apartment over and over and over, tricking myself into thinking that it was getting ever so slightly dirtier every time I did it, but that's a complete lie. God, we were so dumb. Anyway, so this website, Book of Lost Memories, that they use to promote this game, it tells us some interesting stuff about our main character, Henry. One most interesting thing is that he is a photographer. That's his job. So his occupation is photographer. And that we can assume that because of that, all these photos that are posted around are probably his work. Because he says, this is a photo of the church I ran across while I was visiting Silent Hill. Yeah, so I am in the way of the text, but not by much. For some reason, I was really attracted by the way it looked, so I took the picture. It's just a quick shot I took in downtown Silent Hill. It's a nice tourist town about a half-day's drive from here. It's a photo of the lighthouse near the lake in Silent Hill. It feels a little bit lonely for a tourist town, but it's a nice place to relax and heal your soul. It's that lake in Silent Hill. I went sightseeing there a few years ago. I like this photo because it really captures the beauty and tranquility of the trees and lake there. I put this up on the wall right after I moved here. Oh yeah, we never read this. I can't open the window. Up until a few days ago, it was no problem. Ever since I started having those nightmares. Alright. Looks like a scrap from some book. Man, this thing looks like it was written ages ago. Okay. Through the ritual of the Holy Assumption, he built a world. It exists in a space separate from the world of our Lord. More accurately, it is within yet without the Lord's world. Unlike the world of our Lord, it is a world in extreme flux. Unexpected doors or walls, moving floors, odd creatures, a world only he can control. Anyone swallowed up by that world will live there for eternity, undying. They will haunt that realm as a spirit. How can our Lord forgive such an abomination? This part of the book is too damaged to read. It is important to travel lightly in that world. He who carries too heavy a burden will regret it. Yeah, so disappointingly, there's really only 2 pistols in the game. You get Richard's revolver and this pistol here, and that's it. There's no other gun in this game. This furniture has been here since I moved in. Huh? That's weird. Somebody moved it. Who could have done it? Alright, so we have this pistol here. Easy to use handgun, but not much stopping power. There's a message carved in here. It looks like they used an ice pick or something. The faint hope I had is slowly changing to despair. That's kind of to tip us off that Joseph wrote this, because we find out later on that in the ritual, Joseph was despair. What's up, Malum? This patch is really cool, Malum, I gotta say. They apparently even adjusted the brightness and the gamma to more closely match the PS2 version, and I can definitely tell. It looks way, way closer. The PC version was originally really washed out. Like, badly. I've somehow managed to tunnel this far, but no matter what I do, I can't get any further. The hallway, the windows, the walls. It feels like this room is stuck in another dimension. Eileen never noticed. But yeah, this update went through on March 20th of this year, and they also restored all the missing hauntings.
Where did I put that damn broom?
Yeah, nice little bit of continuity here. The outfit she wears later in the game is hanging up right there. And you can even see the purse that you can get for her as a weapon up there. You can see how it kind of sticks out against the flat textures of the background, so you know that it's like an interactable item, you know? I think it's funny how that works. How you been, Melon?
If you need a token, there's one here.
Also, after the stream on Saturday night, dude, my voice was actually shot. We talked so fucking much that night. That was a fun stream, though, for real. That was a really fun stream. Okay. Now you can hear her sweeping up the stuff out here. Still 16 hands on the wall. I was talking about that fucking Silent Hill 2 joke that they make where Fungo's like, James murdered his wife because she was sick, wasn't getting any better, he was frustrated with this, that, or the other, you know, he goes through the whole thing, and then he just goes, that's what I'd do. It's so stupid, dude. I don't know why that makes me laugh every time. Some kind of mannequin. It's got a coin in its hand. Lynch Street. Yeah, they couldn't get any more obvious with the David Lynch reference here. But yeah, train token for the subway's Lynch Street line can be used any number of times. It's funny, until he examines it a second time, he doesn't even mention Cynthia, but it's some kind of mannequin. Creepy. It sort of reminds me of Cynthia. A tad. Just a tad, I would say. I'm going to take a hit here. At least one. Oh, wow. Got lucky there. You son of a bitch. I hope it gets better. Let me finish this water. Have some lightly salted water. Trying to get those electrolytes. Yeah, big point of contention. A lot of people really hate the ghosts in this game. So here's kind of our first introduction to that. Actually interacting with the ghosts or running away from them. I think there's a health drink in here. Nah, nothing in here for me yet. But he does say it's filled with some kind of weird stuff. Later on we can get another weapon for Eileen here, but not yet. Now we just gotta go. Hey, what's up, Kendo? So this is the PC version, and they did a massive patch on March 20th of this year. Hang on, let me turn this down a bit. They did a massive patch on March 20th of this year that fixed a lot of the problems the original GOG port had. So some things are different, but basically all of it was in the name of making it more similar to the PS2 version. So they restored all the hauntings, they even adjusted the default gamma and brightness settings to match the PS2 version exactly, and a lot of things. So the run speed could certainly be a part of that. I wouldn't be surprised. GOG has a new program. It's called like the Preservation Incentive Program or something. But essentially they will work with community like modders to restore games to their original versions to the best of their ability, which I think is a really great idea. Like, that's awesome. I love that they're doing that. So basically, they will work with the modders or whoever, you know, prominent members of the community to try to figure out what needs to be restored in certain games or fixed. And then once they outline everything that needs to be done, they will essentially facilitate the work and then push out an official update via GOG for everybody. So Silent Hill 4 was on the list and it got one of those updates. And it was apparently a pretty large update. So that's why we're playing it. I keep forgetting I don't have to wait on Cynthia. That's all. You just go. How are you doing, Kendo? Yeah, no matter how fast or slow you are there, she doesn't follow you in this room. She just kind of separates from you. Nothing can be done about it, unfortunately. Now, one thing you do want to make sure to do is unlock this door. Grab this ammo too while you're over here. Small diameter bullets for use in the pistol, not very powerful. This is going to be useful for later. Oh, we got the portal sound. Wow. What? How did I take that hit? New car's plate later. Nice. By the way, that big thing is supposed to be an umbilical cord. Don't do it. You son of a... I might take 2 hits here. Oh, okay. Not terrible. A little bit lucky there, but we'll take it. Now, I agree with Twin Perfect. These enemies are just fucking dumb. You thought you were being clever there, didn't you? Oh my god, I got bitch slapped. At least I wasn't by the first one, though. Okay. I need to bait one more. Oh, he doubled. Oh my god, I walked right into it. I might take another from this one. Oh my god, dude. Don't. Okay. What? That was so delayed. Oh my god. Yeah, basically don't do what I just did in every sense. Okay. Okay. We're good. Whenever the lighting gets dark, you're good. I should be good to not have to heal here. We're just gonna make sure we don't run down there because there's a couple of dogs. Wait, are there? Are there dogs? Maybe not, actually, just ghosts. Okay, well, I will grab this then. Yeah, dude, those hitboxes are really fucking weird. And the slow swings are also really dangerous if you don't run away correctly. Or run past them correctly. Alright, we're good. We're good, we're good. Subway 1 is done. Women's makeup items are scattered on the ground. These must be Cynthia's. There's a plate on the door. Temptation placard. Placard from Subway World. It shows a woman and says Temptation. XXX. Temptation. See what I did there? Are you alright? In his very polite Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah, are you okay? Very polite Canadian accent.
It's just a dream, right? I think I drank too much last night. I never got to do that special favor for you. I feel like I'm dying.
Okay. It's just a dream.
Gotta be honest, I don't like the lady singing. She has demonstrated like nothing but contempt for Silent Hill fans over the years, but great voice. Everclear will do that too. Dude, before we finish this playthrough, I should go to the website and look at all the translated stuff there. the Silent Hill wiki where they translated the promotional website for this game. I think it'd be really cool to dig through that stuff and read some of it. Where they talk about like how every one of these characters have actually interacted with Walter Sullivan at one point or another. They just didn't realize it. They don't even touch on that in the game whatsoever.
Cynthia.
Yoko Kanno and the seatbelts. Yoko Kanno's an amazing pianist too.
Man, what's that noise out there?
The manual and the overall game doesn't even get into the fact that Henry is a photographer either. Like, they don't even touch on half of the information about the characters in this game. So that's the only reason why I say that. Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to say in her defense, but a lot of this stemmed from the HD collection drama, as I'm sure you know, Malum, because you were kind of around for that as well. Basically, fans were not happy that they didn't just bring back the original voices. And instead of her just kind of being gracious about it and saying, look, I get it, but, you know, it's business, or, you know, we would have loved to have done that, but unfortunately, you know, due to the circumstances, you know, whatever. But she didn't do that. She actually outright insulted people. She insulted Donna Burke and her Angela performance, basically acting like it was the worst performance ever put to a video game ever. And just did this super caricaturized, over-the-top, fake version of the Angela voice to try to talk about how awful it was and try to get the crowd laughing at it. Yeah, and then she was like, don't hate us for doing this. No, this is not my first time playing the game. I have played this quite a few times, but this is a new update of the game. The game got updated March 20th of this year, so we're checking out the new update. Welcome on in, by the way. It's a photo of Silent Hill Church. It was just a quick snapshot, but if I stare at it, I feel like I'm being sucked in. It makes me feel so strange. Yeah, so this is kind of our indicator that he's a photographer, the way he talks about these. First playthrough, yes indeed. What's up, Sick? It was a nice sunny day when I snapped this shot in downtown Silent Hill. The air was fresh and I felt so good. It's the lighthouse near the lake in Silent Hill. There was an old amusement park by there. There are so many weird stories about Silent Hill, but looking at this scenery, it's hard to believe that any of them are true. So anyway, yeah, she insulted Donna Burke, said her performance was terrible, and she told the fans that were complaining, like, don't hate us for this. We could just ship it off to Eurasia, you know, and have non-actors do it. Basically, is what she said. There's scraps from magazine articles, books, and things like that, but nothing useful.
Hurry up and get that ambulance. Quit yapping and move her already. Damn, she's got numbers carved into her chest. I wonder if...
Must be Ken Burns to be able to afford this big of an apartment by just doing photography. Seriously, he must have some fucking big-time clients in the mid-2000s as well. Although the cult itself is gone, I'm sure the spirit of it is still alive. There are too many strange things happening in that town. I'm investigating 2 people, or maybe I should say just 1. I've just about discovered what's going on. First time I've seen your channel, I love seeing people play it, especially the GOG update. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I always love sharing these games with people. They never really get old for me. You know, Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4, they really don't get old. I enjoy playing them any day of the week. We actually have played some really interesting versions of this game, too. The most interesting version I've played is actually the downloadable Japanese PS2 Classics version. I'm in America, of course, so I had to create a Japanese PSN account and input like a hotel address and everything, just to make the account. And then I had to go on the PSN store, the Japanese version, buy a yen card, load the account with yen, download it. It was a whole fucking process, but that version is really cool. I appreciate that, Malin. Yeah, I always have fun sharing these games with people. It never gets old for me. Appreciate you, Dr. Red. I was going to do the same. Nice shot. But yeah, I really love that they're doing this program where they update games. And I think that they should definitely do it with more games moving forward. Okay, so we're not going to need any of this. Realistically, we don't need anything but the chocolate milk. You guys will see why in a second. But we're going to bring our chalky milk with us. The forest world. What's my favorite part of Silent Hill? I got to be honest and say the music. The music always has been. I think the hole's getting bigger. I think the music holds up incredibly well, and especially the ambient music, just the music that plays as you're exploring in 1, 2, 3, and 4 is just really, I think it just ties everything together perfectly. So music would be number 1, and then just overall atmosphere and characters would be number 2. So, fun fact about this part, which I talk about virtually every time this game is on screen. KCET, or Konami Computer Entertainment Tokyo, was working on both this and Metal Gear Solid 3 at the same time. So they actually just borrowed a bunch of trees from Kojima's team and just pasted them into this game. So a lot of the trees you see in Forest World match up perfectly with trees that they put in Metal Gear Solid 3. Because they didn't want to waste all that time, like, painstakingly modeling a whole bunch of fucking trees. So they just went over to Kojima's team, asked them for a bunch of trees, and placed them here. It's hilarious, but hey, it makes sense. They didn't want to waste time making all those fucking trees if the other team already did it. I don't blame them for that at all. Also, this and MGS3 run on the exact same engine, so it was even easier for them to take assets as a way to save time. Why is it so loud? Holy shit. Oh, these fucking things are so annoying, dude. You can see them hanging on the ceiling like bats. Sometimes you can get them on the backswing. Yeah, I have been obsessed with Silent Hill for many, many years. Actually, most of my adult life and most of my childhood as well, I've been obsessed with it, so I try to, you know, share as much info as I possibly can, just about the neat little intricacies, you know? I'm just trying to grab this ammo while I can. I basically try to use the first half of the game to stockpile health and ammo, that way I can easily survive the second half. Because obviously the second half, the apartment no longer heals you, so it's in your best interest to stockpile as much health and ammo as you can in the first half and then put it to use in the second. So any health drinks laying around, anything like that, definitely try to grab them. I'm just going to knock them down. I'm not going to... Alright. As long as I don't take any more than 2. That's perfect. I'll take that. I'll take it all day. It stopped with the brake pedal engaged. There are all sorts of things scattered on the seat. Silent Hill 4 is the scariest part for me. I love the intro of Silent Hill 4. I think it's the best intro of any of the games, seriously. Something about the way those blurry shots of like the ghosts floating in those really awkward positions where it looks like their neck is turned around and their limbs are broken. They really killed that intro. They did such a great job with that, dude. I love the intro. Among the trash is a scrap of paper with something written on it. It's been a while since I came here to Silent Hill. Maybe I'll meet the devil this time. But whenever I come to a cool place like Silent Hill, I always get real thirsty. Jasper Gain. There's a memo pad in there, too. I'm not sure what that nosy guy meant when he said his home is the orphanage in the middle, the lake is northwest, so the opposite is southeast. The nosy guy said one other thing I didn't understand. If you bring the dug-up key, you can't go back. Put it away somewhere before you return there. It's our boy Jasper. Also, really quick, check out Jasper's shirt. He's got the demon Samael on his shirt. He shows up in front of the camera and does like this really over-the-top gesture in a second. It'll be really easy to see it. But it's basically the demon from the ending of the first game he's got on his shirt.
Investigate this stone too. There was another nosy guy. But I was the one who found the stone first. In the old days, the natives called it Nakihona.
Mm.
They
It's true. It is really scary. Genuinely scary.
talking with their dead ancestors, and now those guys are using it too. Call it the mother stone.
I love the glow on the candles too. It looks so good.
They're just up ahead in that weird building, operating some kind of crazy religious cult. They used to collect orphans and did things to them. Kind of gives you the chills, huh? This stone.
Yeah, so there's a theory that this was originally the stone that they were going to use for the ritual because it's called the Mother Stone. I mean, why would they call it the Mother Stone if it had no significance for the Holy Mother ritual? So, he just says this rock is creepy somehow. And then this is another Mother Stone here too. Oh, we actually got a little bit of a dog boost right there. That's how it works, where the dog pushes you, but you don't take any damage. I gotta get through this little... Okay. This is the orphanage run by the cult, huh? Alright, so we can't get through here yet. Which is fine, because we're actually just trying to go to the cemetery. Do I have a schedule for lives? Your live sounds fun. I appreciate that, man. Well, unfortunately, you'd probably have to join my Discord because I do kind of stream at random times. But I do stream. I try to stream 3 times a week at the very least. But yeah, I would advise you to join my Discord. Dr. Red, can you post the link and then copy it over to the YouTube chat if you don't mind? And if you don't have Discord, that's okay. I would just say you might want to enable notifications on my channel.
Little boy, what are you doing here?
Yeah, there. Look at his shirt.
Finally, the third revelation.
You can see it.
Something's gonna happen. That nosy guy that was here, he said it too. Something big is gonna happen. Finally, it's gonna happen.
Also think it's kind of creepy the way when he gets hysterical like that, his stutter goes away. You ever notice that? He doesn't stutter at all at that section because he's getting so worked up. A grave has been dug here. On the bottom of the coffin are the numbers 11121. We already know that Walter was number 11. So we know that this is his grave. No doubt about it. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I just say guy as a general term. Yeah, I don't... If I don't know, I just say guy or dude. But yeah. On Twitch, if you have access to Twitch, if you go in my chat and just type !Discord, you'll get the link for it. But yeah, I always post in there whenever I go live. It's locked from the outside. I can't seem to get it open. Alright, so now that we have encountered Jasper over here, he will appear back in front of the orphanage. And we can give him his chalky milk to get him to shut the fuck up. And give us the spade that we need to dig up the key. The orphanage. Yes. That's French, actually. Yeah, Walter's a really good villain, and I think it's cool how they pretty much expanded on the fact that Walter is just mentioned in a memo or two. He's mentioned in the memo and the Trick or Treat game show in Silent Hill 2, and they made him into his entire villain with... They made him into a whole-ass villain with actually an interesting background, you know? All they had was a couple of mentions of his name in an older game, and they somehow made like a viable villain out of it. I think that's really impressive. You're not gonna tell me how thirsty you are?
Won't open. That
Hand it over.
gave me something really good. I could let you have it, but not for free. I'm really.
He drinks this chocolate milk for a fucking year, too.
Oh man, that was awesome. Here, take this. There's
Love the complexity of his personality. Yeah, because he, like, at his core, he's just an innocent kid who got taken advantage of by the cult. And it's kind of interesting the way this game works, because to learn the most about Walter, you actually have to come back to Forest World 2 with a very injured and possessed Eileen. Because when Eileen is possessed, she can read the text that gives you like all the backstory about how Dahlia showed up to the orphanage, how he got punished, how he got manipulated into thinking that the apartment was his mom and he could bring her back. Yeah, it's just a really dark story about how manipulative the cult is and how deceptive they are, you know. It's a small spade with a bloody inscription. Written in blood is opposite where the lake and house meet, inside the hand holding onto the ground. Choco milks are good. Yeah. Just as long as it's not Nesquik, where it's just like a fake powdered chocolate milk. Gotta be the real shit, dude. Ooh, only one hit. That's pretty good there. This definitely looks like a tree out of MGS3. Alright, so this is the hand that they were referring to. So if we just look toward it and dig a little bit further back. Maybe it's right up. Yeah. But yeah, as you've probably seen on my channel, I actually make a lot of videos about Silent Hill. Some of my older videos are, I don't think they're very good, but I do yap about Silent Hill quite a bit around these parts. It's just part of my DNA. I love doing it. I'm going to continue to do it. It is what it is. Now, if we keep the key, we will literally loop forever, so we have to go back to the apartment and put it in the item box. Once we come back to the orphanage, we'll go through the hole that's in that center area, get the key back out, and then we're finished with Forest World 1. And also, if you take a look up here, the apartment is healing us right now, which is awesome for now, but that only lasts until the first half of the game is over. The second half, it will no longer heal us, so we got to make sure we watch that closely. Are you in there, Henry? This is the superintendent. Oh no, it's Eileen.
Help me! Help! Let me out of here!
There's something going on in this room.
What do you mean?
Richard has the Holy Mother on his tie.
Help!
Hey, Richard, can you see anything from your window?
No. Everything looks pretty normal to me. The guy who lives here.
Ah, yes, I have played Crow Country. I absolutely loved it. There's a VOD of it on Stampede G Streams, that channel. There's a VOD of it. I love that game.
I'm gonna go call the super.
Yeah, good idea.
Loved the music, the look, the weapons. It was just a good game overall. Also really liked Signalist, even though I didn't finish Signalist. I really enjoyed it. Notice now we have, I can't count, 16 hands on the wall. 17. Oh, no, not 17 yet. We have 16 hands on the wall. Started with 15. Don't really need this. Yeah, Crow Country and Lost in Vivo are a couple of my favorite indie horror games that I've ever played. I also really like Puppet Combos games, Power Drill Massacre, Murder House, you know, Sniper Killer. I like a lot of Puppet Combo games. They're really cool. Oh, fuck. I didn't put the key up. Yeah. I'm so dumb, dude. I put one other thing up, but not the key. Got too busy yapping. You can take those golf clubs, but it's not really necessary. Thankfully on PC, it's really easy to skip through these cutscenes, so it really doesn't take much time at all. On PS2, this will be like a full 30 seconds every time you want to go back. Alright, put this up. Now we're good. Yep. You know, you're speaking my language right now. By the way, what should I call you? Because I apologize, but I'm unable to read your name, I believe. Yeah, I'm just not sure how to pronounce your name, but you just let me know what you'd like to be called, and I will call you by that. Yes, Fatal Frame 2 is another one of the all-time greats. Crimson Butterfly, that is an amazing game.
That's special.
Appreciate that. Oh shit. He's still drinking that. Fucking infinite chocolate milk. Ayers? You can call me Iris. Oh, okay, cool. Iris. That works. Yes. Fatal Frame 2. Actually, I love the whole trilogy. I love Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3. After Fatal Frame 3, once you get into like... I forget what they're called. Honestly, they started to all feel the same after that. But I really love 1, 2, and 3. Those are awesome, in my opinion. Once they got to like Fatal Frame, Dark of the Moon, and you know, all those Wii U games or whatever, I kind of lost interest because they all started to feel the same. Maiden of Blackwater. I played like 9 hours of Maiden of Blackwater, and it just felt like I was doing the same thing over and over forever. And I had a streamer friend of mine a few years back just be like, the only reason I play the game is because the characters are cute. It's like, I mean, okay. I just need a little bit more than that to enjoy a game, you know what I mean? I like a horror game to be actually scary. I'm not just like looking at characters the whole time. If I wanted to do that, I would just play a fucking idle sim game or something like that. Yeah, I didn't like Maiden of Blackwater, and I didn't really care for Dark of the Moon or whatever it was called. They just felt very repetitive. Now this here is interesting. So there's a scribbled note. Have you found Alessa yet? How's Walter's progress coming along? Send me a report. So there's a theory that this was actually written and submitted by Claudia, because it sounds like from the way it's written that somebody in charge wrote this. So it could potentially be that she was sending it out to see what's going on. Or Dahlia. Could be either one. This kerosene heater is also lifted right from Silent Hill 3. It's the one with the fuel you put in the wine bottle. Alright. It's falling apart and I can't even read most of the pages. Here's the part I can read. The second sign, and God said, offer the blood of the 10 sinners and the white oil. Be then released from the bonds of the flesh and gain the power of heaven. From the darkness and void bring forth gloom, and gird thyself with despair for the giver of wisdom. The third sign, and God said, return to the source through sin's temptation. Under the watchful eye of the demon, wander alone in the formless chaos. Only then will the four atonements be in alignment. One thing about me though, Iris, is I can't stand playing Japanese games in English. I need to have Japanese games in Japanese. It just, something about it annoys me to no end. So that's what made it difficult for me to play the Fatal Frame games, because I was waiting for them to come out on PC so I could play them that way. Source. Placard from Forest World. It shows a baby and says source. Yeah, I just felt like there was more interesting stuff going on in the PS2 trilogy. He needs some milk. I'm sorry. I'll never say that again. That's all the motivation Kendo needs to play Fatal Frame. Because the characters are cute. Do you mean Kuon? I have played Siren, I just didn't get very far.
I finally met him! The one the nosy guy talked about! The devil!
Meaning you enjoy playing a Japanese game if the vocal dialogue was originally in Japanese. No, I need to hear the Japanese voice pack, essentially. Like, I'm okay with English subtitles, obviously, because I can't read or speak Japanese, but I have to hear them speaking Japanese, yes. Just standing up for a second, stretching. Very important if you guys stream long hours. You gotta stand up and stretch every now and then. Do not get blood clots, please. Oh, also, Iris, I recently played Rule of Rose. Rule of Rose is another very rare and sought-after PS2 game. And I thought it was pretty good, although it was very repetitive as well. But it was still pretty good. But I have not played Kuon. Interestingly, though, you probably know this, Kuon was made by FromSoft. So, you know, the company that everybody's talking about right now for Elden Ring, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all that, they actually made Kuon. Could that forest world have been somewhere on this photo of Silent Hill? I wonder if there's a connection between Silent Hill Church and the orphanage in the forest. Apparently it's super rare to have a sunny day in Silent Hill. I was just a lucky tourist to show up on that day, I guess. There's a rumor that something weird happened at the amusement park near this lighthouse a few years back, but nobody knows the truth. Yeah, so every time you come back from these first few worlds, he says something different. I take it you'll probably play Silent Hill F with the Japanese audio track? Absolutely. Considering it's looking to be the first SH in the entire series to actually have the character speak Japanese. Yeah, other than Gaisi, he's kind of layman Japanese in that ending. You know, there's a lot of people that don't realize that is Gaisi he's saying that.
This is the superintendent. Are you in there, Henry?
Speaking of James, here's his pappy now. Yes, this is canonically James Sunderland's dad. It has been confirmed over and over.
Is anybody home?
Yeah, he was living in Japan. That's why he got cast. Him and Dave Shoffley were both businessmen of some type. I don't know exactly what they do, but they were like basically salarymen living in Japan at the time. Oh, we got an extra hand on the wall now. 17. 7-8. Playing Silent Hill F with English is akin to watching dub anime. Yeah, I don't do that. I really didn't like Rule of Rose. I slept through it, but the story is good. Agree. That's a big agree. Iris, you and me seem really like-minded. You should definitely hop in the Discord because we talk about horror stuff in there all the time. I'll grab you a link here in a second.
Yeah. That sound. It's the same one as back then.
But yeah, I thought Rule of Rose was a pain in the ass to play. Rule of Rose was a pain in the ass to play. The soundtrack, albeit really nice and beautiful orchestral arrangements and everything, got super, super repetitive. The dog mechanic wore overstayed its welcome really fast. I got really tired of having the dog like sniff an item, and the thing that annoys me about games like that, look, if you want to make me use the dog to like sniff out key items, that's cool, but they would literally hide the key item until you had the dog looking for it. So you could be in the same area where the dog eventually would lead you to, but there would be no item there until you had him sniff it out. It just would spawn in. It was so dumb, dude. Like, why? Why would you do that? Just leave the key item where it's supposed to be at all times. Don't make me have to unlock it by having the dog, like, catch on to the scent. That's just unnecessarily complex. And then the combat. Oh my god, don't even get me started on the combat. The developers know that it was essentially oh, you're already in the server? Awesome. I'll get your role set up here shortly. But yeah, it's like the combat, the developers have admitted that it was unfinished combat. Like, they don't think it's good or anything. Like they said, they have always said that they wish they could have had more time to perfect the combat. And actually Rule of Rose is a bit of a controversial game, surprisingly, just because of the kids, you know, the plot being very bizarrely about, like, you know, SA, so to speak. And, you know, suffice it to say, there's a lot of SA references or direct implications in the game involving children. So it's a very, very bizarre kind of game if you're not into some of the more sensitive type stories out there. The hole's gotten even bigger, and I think I can hear children's voices. Yeah, I always said, like, Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose seem like super similar games to me. Both of them have a main character that's blonde with a ponytail, and both have dog companions that are, like, essential to the game. Like, you cannot progress without using the dog virtually everywhere. I do think Haunting Ground plays a little bit better, though. I just hate that the only thing you can do against the enemies is just run and hide. I wish you could fight back. More than just, like, a little shove, and then it only stuns them for a short period of time. I think Haunting Ground would have been better if you just had weapons and you could kill enemies, to be honest with you. Not a fan of the whole running and hiding mechanics that horror games try to use. But it's, you know, to your point, I think that PS2 horror is kind of the peak. Because what was interesting about the PS2 era of survival horror is that horror games were considered AAA. Like, games like Silent Hill 2 and 3 were actually the best graphics in the industry when they came out. And I don't think that that's been the case ever since that type of era, you know. Horror games pretty much, they just died out. They just weren't very popular after the PS2 era. There's a sloppily written note on the ground. He's going to say, "Lucky." How did I know? "Lucky, I finally escaped from the cell. I decided to take a careful look around this building. The scariest place was the first floor basement. There's a kitchen in the northeast, but next door in the northwest is a death chamber. To get in there, you have to punch in the right numbers. I don't know the numbers, and it was too dark to even see the panel, so I didn't go in." Rule of Rose, I usually don't care about graphics, but it was good for an old game. No, it looks excellent. Oh, that sucks. Goodbye. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Andrew, if that is your real name. It's a sloppily written note. A game is rare for a reason. Reason equals shitty game. If the gameplay was as good as the story, Rule of Rose would be like an 8 out of 10. Do you hate this type of games? I mean, escape games. You hate Outlast and Clock Tower. I like Clock Tower, but I don't like Outlast just because it relies way too much on jump scares. Like, I feel like 90% of the quote-unquote horror in Outlast is just jump scares every 2 seconds, you know what I mean? But Clock Tower I enjoy because there's actually some suspense to it, you know? To get to the surveillance room in the middle of this complex, you have to use the corpse disposal chutes in the cells. However, on the first and second floors, these cells are locked. That's so the kids wouldn't discover them. So you have to get to the first floor from one of the cells on the third floor. I know how to do it, but it's really a pain. Also, the lights only work on the third floor. Alright, we're going to grab ourselves a key from down here. As a big horror wuss, I played through Outlast without breaking a sweat. Yeah, it's like if you're sensitive to loud noises, you wouldn't like Outlast, but otherwise I feel like it's a really easy game to get through. Clock Tower Rewind. I have not. Is that the re-release that's on Steam? That sounds really familiar. I should definitely try it out. Oh, check this bug out, you guys. So on PC, the shadows don't render the item that he's holding, so you can see the gun is just an unrendered square. You see that? He's holding something, but it's just an unrendered square, because it's not actually shaped like a gun. On console, that's not a problem, but that's a bug on PC that still is here, even after the update. Oh, that was a good game. Yeah, sick. I forget what it was called, but it was basically like an I Spy type game with paranormal encounters. That was a really cool game. I still have that because I think that was an itch.io game that you just kind of downloaded and ran. You didn't have to buy it off of any platform or whatever. I think I did send the dev $5 though because I enjoyed it thoroughly. That was a really cool game. Oh my. Oh my god, not the double. What? Dude, he just swiped the air. How did that hit me? Dude, I've been getting so many bullshit hits from these guys this run. Did they patch my ability to run past them? Alright. This seriously looks like the big shell from Metal Gear Solid 2, this part, with the water. Looks super good. Oh yeah, we gotta turn on the sluice gate. Clock Tower 3 has scenes that made me laugh. I don't feel scared. I feel enjoyment about Clock Rewind. It was released a short time ago, but I didn't like it. Wasn't, there is one Clock Tower game that's like Greek mythology, and you have to use like a bow to fight Zeus at the end, or a dude that looks like Zeus. I don't remember which one that is, but it's really fucking weird. It's on PS2. I saw somebody play it, and the final boss looked just like a complete pain, and just nothing but annoyance to get through. Like, they got really weird with Clock Tower games after a while. Oh. That's 3, yeah. 3 is really weird. No question about that. It's bizarre. I don't think it's this one. Yeah, because it's not the bloody bed. You need the one that doesn't have a bloody bed. I actually think 3 of them have holes. What the? I did not hold W there. Yeah, pretty sure this is the one, actually. Nope. But hey, we got some ammo out of the deal. Alright, well I know which one it is now. It's not a big deal. Second one without a bloody bed. It's also crazy because on PS2 you can almost barely see anything here. Alright. Yes, absolutely. I think the PS2 era was the peak of horror games. I don't think that's really disputable. Dude, if I seriously went down the same one, I'm going to be so annoyed. I think I did. Oh my god. Well, you know, the funny thing too, I mean, you could say that as well, is like, I think PS2 has the best, I still think it has the best and most diverse library of any console ever released. I really believe that. I mean, it had something like 2,000 games released. It had just some of the best of all time, of tons of different genres, you know? Yeah, goated is absolutely right. I can't watch Silent Hill without tea. See, that's what I'm saying. We are super like-minded. I can't play Silent Hill without coffee. Coffee, tea, it's all caffeinated, you know? We gotta have, us horror buffs, we gotta have our caffeine fix. You know the score. You know how it is. Oh, nice try, idiot. The monster, not you guys, I promise, okay? I would never call you guys idiots. What type of horrible streamer do you take me? What the? What a jank hit. It's gotta be this one. No bloody bed. I know the bloody bed isn't it, because we have to line those up later. So this has to be it. Yeah, there we go. I could name one streamer who would. No. Does his name start with a D? Does it end with Phil? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I was actually talking about Light Side Philip. Not Dark Side Phil, it's a completely different guy. This place continues to deteriorate. The doors to a number of cells no longer open. As a result, the kids inside can no longer go outside, but the less they know about that, the better. I can't open the doors, but from this room I can watch them get more and more emaciated each day. With no food and never showering, they turn into smelly little gray lumps in there. Following the suggestion of an engineer, we've disposed of the corpses by digging a hole below the cells. Since each floor of this building can be rotated independently, we can dispose of the bodies without the others noticing it by aligning each cell with a body in it vertically. P.S. Chief, I bet you're just dying to see the interrogation room behind the kitchen. I understand your feelings, but have you noticed? There are 3 rooms with bloody beds. One is on the first floor, one is on the second, and one is on the third. If you line those 3 rooms up, then it's bingo. That's what Leon said. Okay, bloody bed here. Now this one cannot be rotated, so we have to line the others up with this. Okay, not bloody. Nope. Pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, so we need left 4 times. Oh, even easier. 3 more times. Now there is a skip that you can do as soon as you hit turn left. If you hit escape, you can skip that whole thing. I'm not serious enough of a speedrunner to want to do that, and if you do it wrong, you can actually soft lock the game, so I'm not going to risk it. Alright, cool. That one is aligned. And once we get the 3rd floor aligned, Andrew will get let out. Alright, right twice. Now Lil Bro can run free. Alright, so now we have all of them lined up, and we're good to go. Oh yeah, what does this say? Secret number for getting through the door in the back of the kitchen this month is 0302. Thanks for your cooperation. Yep, obviously meant to mimic the room number.
I'm Andrew DeSalvo. They tried to make it seem like an orphanage, but according to that town's holy scriptures, it was actually the center of their religion. And that kid Walter, he was really into that mumbo jumbo. Especially that descent of the Holy Mother business. It was scary. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, Andrew is one of Walter's victims who actually deserved it because he abused the kids in the orphanage. Part of the reason why he's here and why his placard is watchfulness. That is what he was designated to do, was watch the kids. And yeah. So we know how that turned out. I'm just going to stand up for a second. Alright. So now we've already aligned the beds. So we just have to get back up to the top. And go in the one room with a bloody bed. Really? Alright, 0302. Here's watchfulness. Shows an eye and says watchfulness. Yeah, so there's the death chamber they were talking about. Yeah, you can barely even see out the windows on PS2. It's just like a blob, a blurry blob on the outside. Definitely one cool thing about PC is you can actually see out there. At least a little bit. What's going on? Oh yeah, the TV, right? And then the shower spraying blood everywhere. Good old blood tub. Big horror trope. Just like that water-filled room under the cylindrical prison. Just gonna save really quick. Yeah, a couple red papers to read as well. You can kind of hear them talking in the background outside the door. Just a little bit. The TV is definitely way too loud here. God, that fucking TV is so loud. That's definitely one thing that they kind of broke. It did not used to be that loud. I wouldn't say broke, but that's not right, at least. Definitely not right. It should not sound like that. See, I can even hear it just as loud when I'm in the bathroom. There's a lot of noise coming from inside the hole. Under no circumstances should it be that loud. It's okay, I'll forgive them if we see some new hauntings this playthrough. Building world. You can see the monkeys jumping across the roof up there. I do also agree with Twin Perfect about some of the enemies in this game. They're way more goofy than they are scary. Especially the fucking burping nurses, the monkey guys, the things that come out of the wall, the one truth room. Like, some of that shit's just goofy, man. Like, under no circumstances is it scary. You're more scary than those monsters. Thank you.
across from me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, my name's Henry.
I'm Richard Braintree from 207.
He's got the Holy Mother on his tie. Point that out again. Yeah, they definitely mess with the audio. Like, this is not correct either.
You're here too. Then there must be something wrong with the whole apartment.
You can hear the enemies making that noise.
That must explain what happened to that other guy too.
Talking about Joseph.
What other guy?
The guy who lived in 302 before you. A journalist. He disappeared one day.
Yes, Joseph.
Pretty crazy towards the end. Shut himself up in his room and wouldn't come out. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. You should too, if you know what's good for you.
Wait. Watch out for that kid.
Did you see? That's not supposed to be widescreen. He froze at the edge of the screen where you're not supposed to see him anymore. Silly. Bunch of fucking silliness, dude. There's a weird sword stuck in his stomach and he's holding something in his hand. Alright, I'm gonna take this. It lets the ghost run free, but we need it for later, so I'm gonna take it anyway. Extremely rare sword. When used against downed ghosts, it stops them in place. When pulled out, the ghost is revived. Still waiting for the Yosef redeem. That's true.
Special.
We need to get it. Appreciate that. We got to get the Yosef redeem going big time. I finished the tea, brought some for all of you. Hey, Ayers or Iris, let's go. Welcome on in. Glad you joined us over on Twitch. Yeah, you decided to share with the class, and we appreciate that. You always got to share with the class. What were they on? What drugs were they on when they came up with this mechanic, by the way? Let's make a sword that you stab into a ghost and it pins them to the ground, but only strike when the sword is energized, otherwise it won't do anything. Like, what were they thinking, dude? What were they on? How'd they come up with this shit? We need Albert Sports Key. And to not take a shit ton of damage here would be nice. I think there's a health drink here. I don't know if I should waste my time looking to grab it though. Oh my god. They pinned me, dude. They pinned me to the wall. And they weren't gonna let me go. Yeah, like most of the first worlds, the first time you visit them, there's really not much difficulty here. Yeah, I basically stopped playing Zelda when Skyward Sword came out. Skyward Sword is when I really lost interest, but before that, I loved Zelda. You know, I loved all the 3D games. I liked Link to the Past really well. Link to the Past all the way through Twilight Princess I enjoyed a lot. Skyward Sword I enjoyed, but not as much as those. Oh my god, get out of the way, dude. Out of the frickin' way. But yeah, I have not kept up with Zelda at all. I never bought a Switch, I've never played Breath of the Wild, I've never played Tears of the Kingdom, so... Unfortunately, my Zelda journey stopped with Skyward Sword. Why is he brandishing a revolver around a kid?
You live in that apartment too, huh? Say, you look a lot little punk that I once caught sneaking around there. Do you know something about what's going on? Hey, you! Stop!
He's aiming a gun at a child with his finger on the trigger and he just met him. I wonder why Walter ends up taking him out. Spoilers, I apologize. Not that you guys didn't already know that was going to happen. Well, we're going to have to take 3 hits at a minimum. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for the longest time, I had one album art as my profile picture everywhere, but here very recently, a good friend of mine on Twitch, we actually do a lot of streams together and stuff. He made this profile picture for me, and I'm obsessed with it, so I made it my profile picture everywhere. The kind of anime version of me, a little bit, if you want to call it that. I just love the way it's animated. Heather, or do you mean Eileen? Of the two, I'd say Eileen. I mean, Eileen not injured, obviously. Heather is a little bit more annoying because she's like a snobby teen. But Heather's cool. Yeah. Heather's cool, especially when she has like the katana and shit. I like to use the katana in 3 a lot. Alright, best melee weapon in the game right here. This is by far and away the best. So this memo tells you that you need to use the last 4 digits of the bar phone number. I already know that it's 3750, so I'm just going to type it in. Heather gets the Sailor Moon outfit and power. That's very true. That's a compelling argument for sure. That is a very true argument. The Sailor Moon outfit is fucking awesome. See, you know what that... By the way, what should I call you? Should I call you VAR? V4R? Surely that's not what you... Anyways, remember when you could unlock cool shit in games by completing it and doing challenges? Nowadays, if they wanted to put something cool in the game, V4 is fine, cool. Nowadays, if they wanted to put something cool in a game, you would have to either pay for it or do like an insane amount of challenges to unlock it. See, back in the good old days, you put down your $60 and you just beat the game on high difficulties and unlocked all the good shit. You got like the golden weapons, the special, like you get the lightsaber in Silent Hill 3, you get the infinite submachine gun, the infinite flamethrower, all those alternate costumes. Like there was genuinely cool shit to do. It's door number 207 for my apartment building. Yeah, you know what's funny is there's some jackass on eBay that wants like $200 for the Brady game strategy guide for Silent Hill 3 on eBay. Just because he knows that Silent Hill 3 is like a very rare and sought after PS2 game. I know, I can't stand when people do that shit. Like somebody needs to just scan it. I'm pretty sure they probably already have. Just scan it into some website and you can just look at the scans. I think all of those Brady game strategy guides have been digitized. My favorite protagonist, probably Harry Mason, just because he fucking just stands up against everything, including the devil, or the demon himself, just because of fucking dad energy. Yeah, all he has is protective dad energy, and he just fights everything, a fucking army of demons. And just handles business, you know? Fucking, what a Chad, what a Sigma, dude. And I love how blunt he is with the enemies, too. He's just like, I don't know what you're doing, and I don't care. You know, toward the end of the game, he just starts telling them, look, stop the bullshit, stop the lies, stop the yapping, and give me back Cheryl. He's fucking over it. Alright, we're gonna get these heals. It seems there's some kind of ancient native religion still active in Silent Hill. Now, you guys probably all know this. I hear that it's almost never sunny in Silent Hill, and people say that when the fog comes out, strange things happen. You guys probably all know this, but on the Silent Hill wiki, there's actually a translated version of a promotional website that Konami hosted for this game, and it actually gives a lot of additional info about the characters, including telling us that Henry Townsend's occupation is photographer. So Henry's job is a photographer in this game, and there's a lot of information about Cynthia, about Jasper, Richard, you know. Basically, it says that all these characters we run into have encountered Walter at some point or another, and it gives you a little chapter about how they ran into him. Yeah, their profiles, basically. Like Cynthia's, for example, she apparently embarrassed him in front of his friends when he was a teenager, and she completely forgot who he was. But that's why he decided to get revenge on her by including her in the ritual. Those type of things, you know.
Like that case from 10 years ago. Yeah, that Walter Sullivan case. But Sullivan's dead. They even got the body. Must be some crazy copycat.
Those Canadian accents are so funny.
But even so...
Yeah, kid Walter saved Eileen. Also, I think we interrupted Walter, like adult Walter, before he was able to finish the job, I think, because just when we managed to get inside her apartment, just interrupted him enough to not finish the job. All right. This sounds like a fucking Zelda quote right here, speaking of Zelda. I found something that's extremely effective against the ghost victims, or the ghosts. It saved my life. It was stuck in the huge rock in the woods near the orphanage. It's a sword blade with a handmade triangle-shaped wooden handle that has some kind of spell written on it. As a weapon, it's heavy and hard to carry, but somehow it seems to change in response to the ghost victim's power. Strike when the sword is energized. If you don't reduce their power, your attacks will be repelled. As far as I know, there are only 5 swords in existence with that kind of power. It's extremely valuable. A part of him is still remembered the kindness Eileen showed him when she was a kid. Yeah, and plus, you know, remember she is the mother reborn, so he doesn't want to kill her. He probably second guesses himself because of that. Yes, strike when the master sword is energized. It's stained with blood and I can't read it. Well, isn't that nice? So just don't fucking read it then. Cool. Understood. Now, it's random, of course. It's also very hard to get, but there is a certain haunting where you'll see Andrew DeSalvo's head fall down the left window and then go back up the right window. It's really disturbing. About Henry, I heard they made him that way because they wanted the player to put themselves in the place of the protagonist. Yeah, and plus you also got to remember his place in the ritual. He's the receiver of wisdom, so he's a very level-headed... He's just a very level-headed, wise person. So he's not supposed to be some outspoken, you know, badass who's going to drop a bunch of one-liners. He's just a very wise, regular guy who got selected to be the receiver of wisdom in this ritual. Yeah, I like Henry. I admit that he's kind of devoid of personality, but I like him. You know, I don't think he's a bad character by any means. I think Silent Hill 4 is subject to this just like any other Silent Hill game, but I think people over-exaggerate how bad the bad parts of this game are. They're really not that bad. I've seen some people act like, you know, the second half of this game is just the most miserable experience ever because of the escort mission, but it's really not that bad. Like, they don't throw amounts of enemies at you that are unfair or anything. It's getting bigger and rounder, and I think I've seen this pattern before. We got that last time? Yes, we did. Love her relationship with Walter. It's really sad. Henry isn't bad, but he's not as good as the other heroes. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Harry, James, and Heather all had more distinct personalities, and he's just kind of like you said before. He's just an everyman type character. You know, he's supposed to represent the player. Like Rule of Rose, it's a majestic piece of art with a flawed set of controls. Very true. Now here's some more continuity. She's dressed up, she's got her makeup on because she's going to the party. That's why she looks like this. Where before we saw her wearing her regular outfit, no makeup, nothing. You know, now she's getting ready to go to the party, but... Like Rule... Oh, yeah.
Looks like my apartment.
But what the hell is this? The game doesn't have to be perfect to be fun. Yeah, I think, you know, I kind of feel that way about Silent Hill Homecoming. Look, we all know Homecoming is a generic as fuck game, but I have a lot of fun playing it. I think it's a fun experience, you know? If you just want to sit back and play a mediocre, like, Silent Hill 2 clone of a game, it's a fun game, you know? The music is still great. I think Homecoming actually ended up with one of the best soundtracks. Like, I love the Silent Hill Homecoming soundtrack, genuinely. It is so great. One More Soul to the Call, Witchcraft, Cold Blood, L's Theme. There's so many great songs in that game. This guy, is it the super? He was much younger in this picture. There's a key tape to the back of it. South Ashfield Heights Superintendent's key. It says 105. It's very hard to compete with 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are like neck and neck for me. I think 2 and 3 represent the absolute peak of Yamaoka's writing and sampling and everything. Oh, here's the man himself. God, this doll fucked me up so bad on my first playthrough because I was like, there has to be something to do with the doll. But it turns out it's like a complete red herring and a useless item.
I got this from Miss Galvin. A long, long time ago. She was younger than me back then. She looked so happy, holding her mother's hand.
Loved Homecoming. It's not like the others, but it's really fun, and I love Alex's OST.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, Yamaoka popped off on that soundtrack for sure, so you don't even need to take this. I have Downpour on Xbox. I don't recommend anybody pay for Downpour. If there's like an Xbox 360 emulator or a PS3 emulator, honestly, I would go that route because that game is so overpriced, it's bullshit because it didn't sell well, so there's not a lot of copies out there. So people want upwards of like $50 to $60 for a not even that good of condition copy of Downpour, and honestly, save your fucking money. That game is such garbage. God, it's so dog shit. And I don't use that term lightly. I don't just sit here and say that this game is dog shit and that game is dog shit, but Downpour is genuinely an awful game. There are keys for each apartment here. Actually, it looks like number 303 is missing. Xbox 360 is peak. I like it more than the PS3. Yeah, I think that overall 360 was better until about 2011. Oh, I absolutely love BioShock. We beat it on the second to highest difficulty. I forget what the highest difficulty is called, but we beat it on the hard mode for sure. BioShock 1 is an amazing game still to this day. Okay, so we need to find the apartment with the fridge we can examine. Oh yeah, the pipe puzzle, like the hacking thing, that does get very repetitive. I also really enjoyed BioShock Infinite, although I thought the story in BioShock 1 was better. The red box seems even stranger today. It's giving off a terrible smell. It's disgusting, but I just can't throw it away. It must have been around 30 years ago. That young couple was living in the apartment, but one day they just suddenly disappeared, ran off just like thieves in the night. I don't know why. It must have been money troubles, or maybe they got themselves in some kind of danger. The problem came after that. They left their newborn baby when they took off. I even found the umbilical cord. I called the ambulance right away and I heard the baby survived, but I don't know what happened to him. Although a few years later, I often saw a young kid hanging around the apartment. One day he just stopped coming by, but now that I think of it, I'll bet he was that abandoned baby. It's a horrible story, abandoning a baby. That all happened in room 302, and the umbilical cord I found there, well, I still can't get myself to throw it away. This guy is such a fucking freak. The next remake, Iris, absolutely needs to be 1. they need, it's already basically been confirmed, not that it's Silent Hill 1, but it's already been confirmed that Bloober is working on another Konami property. So we all know what that's going to be. So they are in fact signing on to do another Silent Hill remake based on what we know, and it has to be Silent Hill 1. I'm telling you, it has to be. Because that's the only way they could logically get to 3. You cannot do Silent Hill 3 without 1. It would not make any sense to do that. They're too directly linked to each other. Bitch. I'm actually curious about Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta too. I really hope that that ends up being good. I don't have high hopes for it, but I'm definitely going to check out Outer Heavens channel when it comes out. That should be a blast. 102. That's kind of interesting. That was Heather's apartment number. I love how they put all these fucking things here, so you have to stomp them all out before you can open the damn fridge. Alright, there we go. Smells terrible. Open it up. Why not? It's wrapped up in these torn, bloody jeans. It's the body of a dead cat. There's a torn red paper in one of the pockets. I actually made a video about it. Did you see that the weapons and a lot of the plot stuff got leaked? Basically, in America, there's this thing called the ESRB, which is the rating system for video games. And when they release their summary of what the game's rating is going to be, they actually end up spoiling some things, like some of the weapons you can use and some of the graphic violence that's in the game. So they revealed that there are no guns, but that there's going to be things like swords, spears, and knives instead. So it looks like there's no guns, even though it takes place in the 60s and there could have easily been guns. It looks like they chose not to include any guns in the game, which is a choice, an interesting choice. Alright, well, we already got what we need. We just gotta slip this paper under. The first time I've seen something from you, YouTube suggested your channel to me. Well, shoutouts to YouTube, because they never do me a solid like that. Most of the time when people check out my channel for the first time, they're just like, hey, you're a dumbass, and then they leave. They just talk shit in my comments and then leave. Which, listen, I find that hilarious. I just know that that's the way that's just the way that the internet works. I don't take it personally. You would have to be way too in your feelings to take things like that personally. It's just the way the internet is, and that's the way it always will be. So you might as well just accept it. But that's just usually how it goes. I'm just saying, you know. I'll be there in a second. Relax, Eileen. Fucking whining and complaining when I'm on my way to help you, dude. Yeah, I actually have aspirations to work a lot more on YouTube than Twitch. Oh, Ryukichi07. Yeah, Ryukichi was on, or is it just Ryuki? I think it's Ryukichi, but he was on the actual video, the presentation for the last one, talking a lot about the story. As much as he could without giving story elements away, of course. What the hell is this? The dryer sprayed blood all over the place. It's a tank filled with oil. Alright, so the only way to get this key to appear is to get this specific red paper. Oh yeah, I had a really wicked headache that day, and I just collapsed on the bed. Maybe if I look near the bed in my room, 302's bedroom, I'll find it. I get headaches every day now. It's terrible. What am I going to do? Alright, now that's the second part of this. I figured out the riddle behind the numbers. 01121 is actually 1 out of 21. So in other words, 1 out of 21. So Walter was planning on killing 21 people, but he never finished the job. He was convicted for the murders of Billy and Miriam Locane, the 7th and 8th victims. Afterwards, he committed suicide in his jail cell. The grisly mass murder of 10 people shocked the world and came to be known as the Walter Sullivan case. There are two big puzzles here. The first is, what was the motive for the murders? The second is, why did he kill himself before completing his task? Was he simply insane? Now, remember, these memos are coming from Joseph, the person who lived in the apartment before us, the journalist Joseph Schreiber. So he essentially pieced all of this together and is trying to relay this information to us as a last-ditch effort to let us know what's going on. You have a great personality for streaming. I think your videos will be too. Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. You're a lot nicer than all these other jerks out here on the internet. I just want to beat me down, dude. They just want to see me fail. I'm sorry, it's not that serious. That's not, I won't put that burden on you. That's my problem, not yours. Oh, I didn't grab the key. I'm so stupid. No, dude. Gotta go in the bedroom to grab the key. Yeah, we have a very welcoming, like-minded community around here. We've never, of the people that have stuck around and watched for a while, we've never had, like, you know, dickheads in this community that needed to be moderated or anything. So I'm very proud of that. You know, we tend to garner some very cool, open-minded people here. All right. I did not, but I have a friend who swears that that is an amazing game that I should try, and it's actually on Steam. Higurashi When They Cry, I believe it's called. So I definitely should check it out. I don't know if it's totally stream friendly, but I'd be down to try it out. Love this song. It's not on the soundtrack. Your friend Stock Facts? Yeah. As soon as they announced that he was the writer for F, he was like going ballistic in my Discord DMs.
Get out of here.
I love this. It's like the first direct encounter between Henry and Walter. You can tell there's something dark with even the kid version of Walter going on here. I almost feel like Walter manifests himself as the kid version just to deceive people, just to trick them into thinking they're safe, and then the adult version kind of attacks them. Joyous Gamer, what's up? YouTube stream, I made one finally. Oh, have you been checking out the VODs? Welcome on in. I'm so stupid, I almost said Joyous Gamer. Listen, I'm doped up on so much coffee right now, I am a danger to everyone. So the stupidity is off the charts right now, and I apologize for that, but I'm glad you're here. Yeah, as soon as they announced that Ryukichi07 was the writer, he like blew up my Discord DMs and was like, oh my god, dude, this guy's fucking amazing. You need to try this game. He's going to write a great story. I'm not worried about the story. And a lot of other people said the same too. Like the general consensus is that, oh, Joy Love from Twitch. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, man, that's a throwback of a name. Fellow Panic at the Disco enjoyer. If my memory serves me correctly. What's this? Higurashi is hard visual novel, I think isn't good for stream. Yeah, people also said there's some very adult content, so to speak. It's probably not a good idea to stream it on Twitch because of that, which I'm okay. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I ain't getting any younger. I'm not going to sit here and be like, titties in my video game? Humph. Get this off the screen. Oh my god. Foul. There's some kind of strange paper stuck in here. But, you know, at the same time, if there's just like straight up lots of nudity and stuff, that's where it kind of gets a little bit dicey on Twitch. They're usually not a fan of stuff like that, and YouTube isn't either. It's not like YouTube is very different. I don't think I can protect myself. He's truly insane. I can't hold on any longer. His power can't be measured. I was so scared today that I sealed off the back of the storage room. I wonder if Eileen Galvin is okay. She has no idea what's going on. But she's in danger nevertheless. Yeah, so that was a whole 2 months. Have I tried visual novels? Kind of. I played the Danganronpa games, the Trigger Happy Havoc games. I played 1 and 2 and I really enjoyed those. But there are a lot of different games in one. I enjoyed Phoenix Wright. Those are kind of visual novels. There was this one that I was really into in like 2011 called Katawa Shoujo. And Katawa Shoujo, the main plot, you guys probably already know because it was a very popular one, but it's basically you are a student at a you basically are a new student at a school for disabled students. So like there's a girl in the game that's like missing, and she's blind in one eye, and there's a girl who's like missing her arms and she has to paint with her feet and stuff like that. Like it sounds weird, the premise sounds weird, but it's a very charming game and it's a well-written game. That was one that I got into way back in like 2011. I was super young then. But I just never really got into any others after that one. I kind of played that and that was really all I did with it. We need the succubus talisman actually. But how have you been, Joy Love? Long time no see. I know, you know, it always, I always really light up whenever I see people come back after a while being like, hey man, I'm glad you're still streaming. That's just always awesome when I see things like that. And I'm happy to see, you know, you guys didn't forget about me. It means a lot. That's the type of shit that makes streaming worthwhile, you know what I mean? Don't know this game, but sounds interesting. Yeah, Katawa Shoujo is a very well-known one. It's a really good game. It's also funny how much crossover there is in like anime and visual novels. Like I didn't realize how many anime are based on visual novels and vice versa. Like sometimes the show comes first, sometimes the anime comes first, but there's a ton. That should be okay. I don't know why I have bullets and not the gun though. Visual novels, I gotta be honest though. We were talking about this last stream. Japanese visual novels kind of feel a little bit weird for me as a 30-year-old man now. I understand it's not weird, like in Japan it's culturally fine or whatever, but like it's just weird for me because a lot of visual novels in Japan, they want you to play as a high school student dating high school girls. And while that might have made sense for me when I was 16, 17, 18, like not so much anymore. I can't really relate to that. So it feels a little weird to be like romancing high school girls in a visual novel. You know what I mean? It's just, maybe it's just a me thing, but I just find it a little odd, you know? Been doing the same old, just working all the time, finally going on vacation next week. I'm glad you're doing YouTube lives now. I'll have a much better chance of seeing you. Yeah, we started multi-streaming because it was literally there was just not enough time in the week for me to export all the VODs from Twitch and get them all on YouTube. So what I do now is I just stream to both, and then when I stop streaming, they stay archived on my YouTube channel forever. So they don't go anywhere, and I don't have to spend a whole bunch of extra time exporting them off of Twitch, doing the titles and the thumbnails and all that. I don't have to worry about any of that. They just do it. Where will it lead to this time? Eileen, I wonder if she's okay. I like when the stream has a small number of viewers. I feel like the streamer can connect more with the viewers. Yeah, as much as I appreciate and I do love streams where they have like a few hundred people, sometimes it feels like the chat's going by so fast that a lot of really interesting conversations get skipped over because they just can't read everything and play a game at the same time, you know? It's your thing, Stam, because you had not fully embraced the weeb life. Shame on you, bro. I'm sorry, Kendo. I'll be better, dude. Just don't shame me in front of my friends, dude. Check this out. This is Claudia right here. You'll see Claudia for like a half second. Here it is. Claudia. I'm just kidding. Yo, why does he look so sinister? He's just smiling at me, dude. Who are you smirking at, Walter? Bro, stop. Bro looked like he was going to give me a visit from the tickle monster right there. It's a good thing I got out when I did. He was about to put his hands over my eyes and say, guess who? Yeah, he's going to say, where's my hug? I'm sorry, dude. I'm being cringe. Oh, this one's definitely going to get up. Oh, no? Got lucky there. Walter Sullivan was definitely a where's my hug at type guy in high school. Let's tell the truth. Somebody had to say it. Let me say it. Let's get a double here. Son of a... Well... Now double maybe? Yes. That had to be, I was gonna say. Please! Okay. Sorry, I gotta stop whining like a 2-year-old when I don't get my way. I'm just gonna hold my breath and start stomping when the enemies don't die the way I want them to. The game will give me my way, one way or the other, dude. I hate the bats. They're not as bad as the cockroaches or whatever in Homecoming. Yeah, the ones you have to like mash a button whenever they jump onto you. That is so dumb. When we become the chat, like a collective mind, then I'll happily exit that stream. Yeah. Yeah, when somebody's like, chat. Guys. And they're just addressing the chat as if they're one singular human saying meme shit. Memeable shit. I lost Eileen Galvin's hospital room key. She was a patient brought in with severe injuries. I wonder if I left it in one of the other hospital rooms. I really hope not. Alright, it's my favorite song in the entire game. It's called Fortunate Sleep, No One Disturb Her Dead. So let me shut up and get my mug off the screen, and let's play it. Kills me the way he says that. Eileen. Bro, okay? Why'd you say it like that, man? Eileen. Alright, good thing we still have our medallion, because these wheelchairs can be a fucking nightmare if you don't. Now, you can pick this up, but the problem is this is a weapon for Eileen. That song actually is. Iris. Fortunate Sleep, No One Disturb Her Dead is my favorite song in the entire game, but I also really love Fever Chill. I like Room of Angel with no vocals. I like... That's the name of the lyric, I forgot. Yes, Waiting for You live at Heaven's Night. That is such a great song. Alright, so this is totally random. As far as everybody knows, there's no way to like manipulate this or whatever. Yeah, that's a weapon for Eileen, but the problem is if you pick it up, she just fights all the time instead of helping you or running to where you are, so it's a complete waste of time to even give it to her. Oh, you got that song in my head already, dude. Yeah, Waiting for You is amazing. That's like the best Mary's vocals have ever sounded. The fucking wheelchairs, dude. I used to listen to the Silent Hill soundtracks on the bus growing up. I especially loved when it was like the winter time right before Christmas break. Yeah, Into the Depths of Self-Discovery. Traversing the Portals is really good. Yeah, Fever Chill, Fortunate Sleep. I'm trying to think. There's several others. Oh, Silent Circus is a great one off this soundtrack. Oh, Nightmarish Waltz is another. Dude, there's so many. Nightmarish Waltz. I think Drops of Shame is on the Silent Hill 4 soundtrack too. Dude, where in the fuck? Jizz all over the floor. I'm sorry. I'll never say that again. Okay, Eileen is here. I want to look at my favorite room too. Yeah, I think the songs are great on their own, but they're best when they're effectively used in the game. Yeah, here's one of my favorite rooms in the entire game. Look at this. I'm actually going to grab a screenshot real quick here. Okay. There's a nice soft afternoon light coming in from the window. Is time flowing differently here, or is this some kind of light from heaven? I just love the look of that. It looks so nice. Yeah, Suicidal Clock Chime is really good. There's so many good ones. Alright. She was here, right? Yep. Oh, Last Mariachi, of course. Wounded War Song. Or Wounded War Song. Tender Sugar. You know, the song that plays when Joseph is telling you, kill. You must kill. You know that part? Yeah, just a whole bunch of A's.
What are you doing here?
O-H-H-H-H.
I don't know where to start. There was this strange hole in my room.
Yeah, this is Drops of Shame.
I saw people getting killed. All these weird other worlds. And I saw you get attacked too.
What are you talking about? I'm supposed to believe that?
But it's true. And there was a kid with you.
I remember now. I was getting ready to go to my friend's party. The boy protected me from the man with the coat. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I guess there's something wrong with me.
Eileen or Maria? Eileen. Maria's for the streets. Yeah, I said it.
I don't know either.
And I meant it.
But I do know that if you get killed here, then you die in the real world too. Anyway, the only way out of here is through that hole.
Okay. Okay, take me with you.
I liked Maria pretty well in the remake. I think she looked better in the remake. But her voice sounded like an old woman's. It didn't make sense. Bro didn't even hesitate. Hey, man. You know, we all have our different preferences and methods and choices in life, and that's mine. All right, now we got ourselves a couple of burping nurses to contend with. Am I late? Yes. Have I returned? Yes. Am I a Chad even? Always, Dr. Red. You've never not been a Chad, dude. Why would you even like say that, dude? Okay, we have enough separation here that I can stomp once and charge up again. And we're gonna go for a double hit. Yes. That was perfect. Stomp her and she's dead. Nope. 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 And Dedge. Look how casual he is, just fucking walking it out. Yeah, Eileen is certainly more likable than Henry in this game. There's no doubt about that. Alright, we don't need to go in here. We just need the elevator to be out of our way. That's the only reason why I did it. Short hair supreme. Yeah, Kendo loves short hairstyles, so he really likes Sybil in Silent Hill 1, which that's totally valid. That is a 100% valid opinion. Oh, that charge was perfect. Oh, she's dead. Yeah, they're perfect for each other. They're like, well, if I could remember the characters' names, but they're like Joel and that one girl from Eternal Sunshine in the Spotless Mind. And you genuinely start to kind of build a bond with her once you get to the point where she can read some of that text in the forest world and you start to learn about Walter's background and everything. That's kind of when they kind of build their bond throughout the game. Clementine, yes, Joel and Clementine. How did I forget that? Because he sings the fucking Huckleberry Hound thing or whatever. Meet me in Montauk. What a great movie. I need to watch that again. Hey, what's up, Potato? God, that's like one of Jim Carrey's best serious movies, right alongside The Truman Show. I could watch either of those movies any day, anytime. And be totally fine. Last of Us or The Walking Dead? Walking Dead if we're talking graphic novel, Last of Us Part 1 if we're talking anything else. Jesus, what's up, John? Fuck, that was loud. Yeah, dude, we need to watch Truman Show in the Discord soon. I fucking love that movie so much, man. Watched it a few days ago. It's so good. Welcome on in, Potato. I don't believe I've ever seen your name before, but appreciate you joining us on the YouTube live stream. Oh yeah, the fan broke. Yeah, so from this point on, the apartment no longer heals us. That's why we're going to have to do our job to store all of our heals. The air in this room feels heavy. A real life, yes, the one and only. No one else on YouTube is allowed the name Potato. The one and only is here. And he's in my chat. GG's Cavs. Oh, they lost. I haven't really been keeping up, but I kind of figured they would. They had a great season, though. Second round exit. Best record in the regular season. I mean, disappointing end, but not bad. Alright, so now... Oh yeah, we gotta get this for Subway World. Red envelope. There's a letter and a small key inside. Speaking of movies, have I watched the Silent Hill movies? Yes, I have. I enjoy the first Silent Hill movie, even though I recognize that it's not accurate or canonical in any way. And the second one is absolute garbage, but it's still fun to watch with some friends and to sip some beers. You've seen that world as well, that horrible nightmare. But if you get sucked into it, it's not just a nightmare. Don't get lost in there. If you get pulled in, you'll be killed. But there's still hope. Maybe this small key will guide you. If you've seen the door with the placard set in it, look on the other side of the door, then keep going down to the deepest part of him and look for the ultimate truth. July 20th, Joseph. Yeah, so you're not supposed to know that these are coming from Joseph, but obviously if you played the game you do. But that's our first time ever knowing who's actually writing all these. Small but ordinary key found in the red envelope. But yeah, I absolutely love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that movies. And the soundtrack too. God, it's so good. Alright. How long has it been since I left this room? I can't tell if it's been days or hours. But during that time, they found the body of 14 out of 21. I've been having hallucinations lately. I think I'm losing my mind. Walter Sullivan did kill himself. He died in his prison cell of blood loss after he stabbed himself in the neck with a spoon. His body was buried in a cemetery just outside his hometown of Silent Hill in an unmarked grave. After that, his name became famous all over the world, and it looks like his string of mass murders was finished at 10 out of 21. But 3 years later, they found a corpse that had 12 out of 21 carved into it. The corpse was from 6 months earlier. In other words, the person was killed 2.5 years after Sullivan committed suicide. The MO was exactly the same as Sullivan's, except for one thing. All 10 of Sullivan's victims were found with their hearts cut out and their chest wounds sewn together expertly with thread. On the other hand, the 12 out of 21 victims still had their heart. Naturally, the police think it's a copycat and are proceeding on that basis, but they haven't made any progress and recently discovered victim number 13. This corpse also had their heart intact. The police still haven't even identified a suspect. I've got a working hypothesis. Very few people knew the details of the original crimes and would be able to copy Sullivan's MO so precisely. First, I'll head to Silent Hill, to the graveyard near that beautiful little lake. Maybe I'll find the answer there. He didn't appear, so to speak. He was referenced in Silent Hill 2 a couple times, but that was about it. This was the game that really turned him into an actual character. Villain, character, whatever you want to call him. But he was only referenced in a couple of memos in Silent Hill 2 before this. The weather that day was very strange. Even though I avoided the earlier storm, there was still a thick fog clinging to everything. Fortunately, that allowed me to avoid being seen and get right to work. The police are still stubbornly acting as if it's just a copycat case, so I figured things probably hadn't been touched here, but I was wrong. I should have come sooner. The cemetery was in such bad condition that it was almost sad. The storm must have raised the sea level. Anyway, that's how it was when I found Walter Sullivan's grave. The diary is pretty damaged around this point. I can't read anymore. I'm still in shock. There was no body in the grave, and on top of that, written on the coffin were the numbers 11 out of 21. Yes, he was mentioned on the newspaper after you used the juice to get the garbage down the trash chute, and then he was also mentioned in the Trick or Treat game show as one of the questions that you have to answer. I believe this is Wounded War Song that plays in this cutscene. Walter equals juice equals Walter escapes coffin if the juice is loose. I mean, honestly, dude.
Henry.
What other conclusion could you draw from this? I mean, that's really the only one to be drawn. Let's get real.
Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah? And I didn't see any hole either. You just disappeared all of a sudden. I can't stay here by myself. I'll be cursed. I know it.
Suggest a video of yours for me to watch before I go to college in an hour after the stream ends.
Do you know about someone named Joseph?
The Silent Hill community needs to stop, and then also Silent Hill sounds and no. Watch
Guy who lived in your apartment?
the Man Behind Resident Evil 4 save theme. That's the one video I would recommend. I'm very proud of that video.
He disappeared about 6 months before you moved in. But toward the end, he started acting really weird.
Yeah. He was doing an investigation about a religious cult and a man named Walter Sullivan.
It has kind of an investigative tone to it. You know, they're starting to piece together what's going on.
Down into the deepest part of him and to look for the ultimate truth. Let's do that. There must be something down there.
Okay. I'll do it. You're the only chance I've got. I'll stick with you.
Yeah. He just is confident and in control as soon as he got told to go down to the deepest part of him. But yeah, I actually really like that cutscene because it kind of establishes that, you know, they're building the bond, they're working together now. They kind of understand what needs to be done and they're ready to do it, you know. Before that, they just were kind of two people that met by complete circumstance, but that actually establishes like they're ready to do what needs to be done to get out. Damn it, Stimp, I wanted to get a full 8 hours tonight, but no, you just had to stream and play one of my favorite games. What's up, Siren? Long time no see, man. Double? Yes! I needed that double. I needed more than life itself, dude.
Look here! Look here! Look! Listen!
The double. Nope. 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 Don't get up. Don't fight back. The double stomp. Dead. Ever downward. The tribal drums suggest a feeling of what they're dealing with is cosmic and ancient. Yeah. Fucking squish sound effects are so weird here, man. It's funny, Potato, there's a guy who comes in my chat sometimes and his name is literally Pineapple on Twitch, where you literally can't have the same username as other people. And he created his account in 2007. I'm like, dude, how? You must have been like one of the very first adopters of Justin TV to have just the name Pineapple. That's crazy. Yeah, peak name for real. I have no candles yet, so I can't do anything about this. I should be able to at least save. I'm gonna stand for far enough away, it's alright. Fuck. Oh, I didn't mean to save there, but whatever. Subway World. Well, let's go ahead and grab the coin. We're gonna need that. The Lynch Street coins we're gonna need. And I'm gonna swap out this medallion because it's already starting to be fucked up a little bit. Swap it out for a freshie, as they say. We also had a guy that was just named Walter Sullivan. 14.6% to Epic Guard. Yes, I have tried Persona. My favorite one is 4. Although I've never finished 5, but me and my girlfriend played like 80 hours of Persona 5. We just never finished it. We just made it really far. We were playing on PS3 though. The load times were kind of brutal on there. I can't just leave Eileen all alone. Dude, she's right there! What the fuck? Alright, so first candle is right here. We're gonna grab this. Alright, the candles have 2 uses. One of them you can place it down and you can heal Eileen, or you can go back to the apartment and use it to exorcise the demons. Yeah, it was just Walter_Sullivan. I was like, damn dude, how'd you get that name? I guarantee tons of people wanted it. Idiot. Alright. That's really the only one you need to kill here. Don't need to worry about any others. I love that sound. There's something so nice about that sound of like the map cancel. This. I just love that sound. Alright, here's one of my favorite cutscenes in the whole game. Very Ring-esque. Very Sadako going on right here. I love the reverse voice too. You can kind of hear like, you know, moaning a little bit, but it's in reverse. Kind of similar to how Richard's ghost does. Later on, it's like they're both just residual hauntings repeating the same thing over and over. Very cool. Alright, let's head on over. I'm not going to bring Eileen with me over there. She's just going to take a ton of damage for no reason. So, what we need to do here... Oh yeah, we don't have the toy key yet, but that's okay. I'll sort all this out once we leave her where we're going to leave her. Basically, the name of the game for just about the rest of the story is you just want to leave Eileen in safe areas. You just want to leave Eileen in safe areas. And then just kind of run off and do what you need to do without her. It's way easier than trying to babysit her the whole time, you know? God, these camera angles are so weird, man. Alright. Alright, cool. So now, we're going to take her on over here. I'm gonna grab these in the process. I like to kind of split in between these beams here to make sure we don't take a bunch of unnecessary damage. Kind of run around if you need to. Okay, she was definitely close enough there. Alright, so we're going to leave her in this room for right now. She can't come with us anyway, so that works.
I can't use a ladder with my arm like this.
Well, first things first, let's go grab the toy key out of here. And we can use our first candle. I'll show you how this works. Not that you guys don't already know, but you know, I just get excited by exorcising the demons, dude. It's such fun. Alright, so we're gonna put it right here. And that'll fix the windows. Have you tried to cut some of your streams and put it on TikTok? It will help your channel. I definitely should. You're 100% right about that, and I agree with you. I mean, I have some clips that could definitely go there. I just have a tough time deciding what to put on TikTok, you know what I mean? I'm just sat there like, what should I even put up? I think I should do the informative things. You know, when I talk about like things that people may not know about the games. I think that would be the good stuff to put over there. All right. I found 2 mysterious and powerful artifacts that seem to be very effective for evading the ghost victims, the Holy Candle and the Saint Medallion. Not only are they effective against the ghost victims in the other world, they also seem to prevent them from invading my room. Just light the candle near where they're coming in, and its holy power is activated. The Saint Medallion seems to repel unholy energy when it's worn or equipped. I'm starting to gain some hope. It's a filthy envelope. There's a letter and a toy key inside. Mummy, I'll give you this, so please wake up soon. It's inside my toy train. Alright. So yeah, you notice the windows are not going ape shit anymore. Well, Twitch is actually really good now, and Twitch automatically will crop your clips to be vertical, which I appreciate a lot. So you basically just have to attach your TikTok to your Twitch account, and you can export the clips in like a couple of minutes, you know. It'll basically make your clip vertical and kind of mirror the sides so that it plays really easily on a phone screen. So they actually make life pretty easy for you there, and I do appreciate that, but yeah. Yeah, no, Twitch is definitely good when it comes to exporting stuff off of the platform and getting it onto other stuff, so that I do appreciate. You know what, Iris? After this stream, I will put some clips up. I really will. Yeah, no problem, Sire. I will actually put some stuff on TikTok after I stream tonight. I think I should start doing that again and just kind of consistently post over there. There's no reason not to. You never know when that one clip could pop off, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, that's how a lot of streamers get their start nowadays. One clip in particular just blows up out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, like, tons of people know about their channel. So for me to not do it is really just a bad call. I ought to be doing it. Better do something around the house before the old ball and chain divorces me. Good lord. It's not that serious, dude. It's one load of dishes. Oh my god. Holy. Okay, it's really not that serious. But yeah, you see the importance of this. If you leave Eileen in a room where enemies are, she's just going to take a shit ton of damage, and obviously we don't want that. So if you leave her in this room, she's safe, and we don't really have to worry about much else. So I'm going to take this coin back, we're going to clean it, and then the item that we're going to get out of this is going to be called the murder scene key that we're going to get out of this vending machine. For some reason, Henry cannot insert this coin until it's clean. I have no idea why. So we have to clean it in the sink in the apartment. He just has no clue what to do with it until it's clean. Really baffling guy. All right, here's another haunting. We're going to use this. I walked in a very specific way because I want to make sure I don't take damage from the haunting. If you get too close, you get hurt. I will support you up, and it's easy. Don't worry, I have 5K on TikTok. Hey, I appreciate that, Iris. I appreciate you looking out for the little guy, you know? Sometimes it's awesome to have like a network of similar-minded creators, and you can all just kind of grow together. I find that helps me stay motivated too. You know, it's like if you and your friends all start a diet together, or you and your friends all start going to the gym, it's so much easier to stay motivated. A few days after Walter killed himself in his cell, several residents witnessed a long-haired man with a coat here. Through his window, Richard Braintree in 207 saw the man moving something heavy and even doing something in room 302. Even Sunderland, the superintendent, saw the man with the coat hanging around room 302 and confirmed there were signs of someone having been in there. July 17th. So that was actually shortly before. When I see your potential, of course I will. Appreciate that. Filthy coin. Filthy Frank. I'm getting a very bad feeling all over. Oh, is it the... Is it the fridge? Or is it the shoes? It's the shoes. Yeah, the fucking shoes. they move and you got to put the candles there, but I don't have another candle for it, so we just got to go this time. He's the only streamer I consistently... Dude, you guys show up. Like, virtually every single stream I do, you guys are always there. So that's fucking awesome. I always say, like, getting a community of regulars that enjoy watching your streams is, like, the most enjoyable thing. Fuck the numbers, you know? I really don't care if the numbers are high. Was she? Okay. Whew. I just have so much fun talking to you guys all the time, you know what I mean? If there was some type of way to have a competition about who enjoyed streaming the most, I would win. I just fucking love it, man. There's a reason why I've been doing it for as long as I have, and I just am never discouraged by numbers or anything. I just have fun. Alright, so we're going to put this coin in. We're going to get the murder scene key. Key from the vending machine. The tag on it says murder scene. Well, kind of figured. Yeah, everybody's having a good time. Like, I don't really want my stream to be about goals. Like, I don't want to be one of those people that's just always like looking for a donation goal or a bit goal or stuff like that. Like, it's cool. I appreciate when people support, but you know, I work full time for my money, so this is really just something I do when I'm having a lot of fun. You don't make soy faces enough for me to believe you enjoy it that much. That's true. Everything that happens, I should just, oh shit. Gaping mouth, just shocked at everything that I'm seeing. That's how you know you're really enjoying streaming. When every tiny, minute thing that happens in the game just sets your fucking reaction, your content-brained idiocy on fire. Okay. What the fuck? That was so delayed. Oh my god. Yeah, yo, chat. Yo, chat. Dude. Hey, yo, chat. God, I hate when people do that, dude. Oh my god, it's so delayed. Why does that keep happening to me, dude? Okay. Oh, we got it. Yeah, when the lighting changes, you know you got it. Over expressions annoy me. It makes me feel like the streamer's not a real person. And honestly, I can speak to this because I know it's fucking true. The streamers don't enjoy it either. They don't enjoy overacting and being like dumbasses on camera. Trust me, they don't. When you turn the camera off and you finish a stream like that, you're like, God, that fucking sucked. Why was I acting like an idiot? You know what I mean? Unless you just have no shame. I mean, I'm sure there's some streamers that are happy to like scream and flail their arms around like they're just shocked, and then when they turn the stream off, it's like, that was a good one. Let's go, boys. Not me. Cynthia's commuter ticket. So this gives us access to both lines, the King line and the Lynch line. What's a train handle doing here? Giga Chad just does what he likes. Yeah, seriously, if I wanted to chase trends or whatever, I would just sit here and play fucking Fortnite all day and talk about the new Fortnite Battle Pass, or I would make content about, you know, just me reacting to other creators making actually original shit, and I would just sit here and go, wow, that's so crazy, bro. Wow. Yeah, that's insane, bro. Wow. But I'm just like, what a waste of fucking time, you know? Oh, I'm gonna have to stomp so many of these out. Entered a stream before and there was one viewer, but he kept saying chat and guys, so called out. Yeah, I've noticed some people do that. I did play Mortuary Assistant, Mel, but I only got like 1 or 2 endings. I definitely need to revisit that and just start fresh and try to get as many endings as I can. I've noticed that some people, when they turn on the stream, like obviously it takes a little bit for people to like get the notification and start coming in. That's why I usually try to give it an hour before we jump into the game, unless a bunch of people are already here and ready to go. But some people, like you said, even when they just have like 1 viewer watching and nobody's chatting, they'll just keep saying guys and everyone in chat as if there's like a ton of people. I just don't know why you would do that. Like, I stream to 0 people at the beginning all the time. I just talk about what I had going on. Like, I always have shit to yap about. That's the main thing with streaming. You just gotta always make sure you have at least something to yap about and you're good. That way when people come in, it's like you're already talking about something. They can just chime in whenever they're ready, you know? Doesn't have to be as serious as all that. The shoes still? Yeah. I don't have a candle yet, though. I'll have to find one. Oh, I know where one is. It's on in the center train. I'm gonna need to grab it. Let me do it right now, actually. While I'm thinking of it. Let me go ahead and knock this out while I'm thinking about it. A boot it. Okay, so now I can go down either one. But we need this one. What? I'm gonna say, what the fuck? Yeah, it's like, and I think that's part of, I said in the beginning, Iris, when you asked me about a schedule, I think that's part of the thing that I realized is like, I thought for the longest time a schedule was my answer to like streaming consistently, but over time I've realized it's not. I think if you're someone who really should only stream when you feel like it, putting a schedule is just going to make you miserable. Because it's like, you know, today, even though I'm scheduled to stream, I really don't fucking want to stream at all. But you just have to because your schedule says it, you know? So that's what I do now is I just turn on the stream whenever I feel like streaming, and that way every single one I do is fun. If you just do it because your schedule says that you must, you're not going to be happy. And Twitch viewers can tell, like your viewers can always tell. They've watched you for months, if not years. Like they know when you're not enjoying the stream, and when you're not enjoying the stream, it's going to be more boring for them. So really, you should only go live when you really feel like streaming. That's when you have the most fun and the most laughs and everything, you know? Ah, Cynthia. Give it up, dude. Get a job, Cynthia. Enough already, dude. Alright, so there is a candle over here. Yes. So now we can go back to the apartment. Yeah, I already told you once. Don't make me tell you twice that I don't want your special frickin' favor, dude. I didn't ask. I didn't want. Take the hint, dude. Alright, so we're full up on items. That's okay. I can just let out some frustration on these dogs. Oh, unless I already killed them. No, I didn't yet. Alright, this is perfect. Let's just, you know, mag dump on the dogs. Because that's what has to be done here. Alright, now we just stomp them out. I love that stomp animation, dude. It's so aggressive. There we go. Cleared up one little slot of space. Out the fucking way, Eileen. We gotta take care of these shoes. Imagine telling her, yeah, I have a pair of possessed shoes I gotta take care of real quick. I'll be right back. The iframes the axe gives you is the reason to use the axe constantly. Oh, the axe is easily the most powerful melee weapon in the game. No question. Where do I put it? Here? Yeah, this should... Okay, yeah, it just kind of pops the shoes back to where they belong. Okay, well, we've already taken care of 3 hauntings. We're kind of popping off right now, guys. We're on track for the best ending. Let's go ahead and stockpile some more heals. You know how we do. Stockpile 10 bullets, stockpile the heals. Let's see what kind of stockpile we got. 4, 1, and 1. Pretty good start. And then we still need the commuter ticket. I need at least 1 more box of bullets, though, because we're going to need to shoot these fucking things to make sure they don't hurt Eileen. Let me save, because the PC version can crash sometimes, updated or not. No Andrew. Aw, no Andrew DeSalvo head. You hate to see it. I agree with you that telling us in your server any other ways is a million times easier. Yeah, because it's like, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for exactly 4.5 hours. You know what I mean? It's like, you do that for a few weeks, you're going to be burnt out. Going to college and have is it a history exam? Wish me luck and nice streaming, by the way. Hey, Iris, appreciate you hanging out. I had you seem like a really fun person to talk to. So appreciate you hanging out and jumping in the Discord. I promise I'll get your role set up in there so you can see absolutely everything. So as you already know, next time I'm live, just keep an eye to that Discord and we'll be here when you're ready. So good luck and have a good one. All right, so we'll take Eileen over. Unfortunately, I have to take her back through the train one last time, but it is absolutely the last time. We will not have to do this again. Histology, but not history. Yeah, I'm a little too streamer brained to know exactly what that means, but I know what a college exam is, and they're not easy, so good luck, although you probably don't need it. If you were studying enough to know that the exam was on the way, you're good. I believe in you. Alright, so... Cynthia's probably gonna fucking show up. Yeah, what a surprise. She always shows up. I mean, Eileen's only taken a handful of hits. It's actually been pretty good so far, so... Not a big deal. She just needs to get the fuck out of the way now. Oh shit. There we go. Over. Yeah, I gotta be honest, like, this is the only slow part of the game, I feel like. Subway 2 is just really boring, because it just takes what was an already boring section of Subway 1 and makes you do all this extra fucking backtracking and work just to get a key and a train handle, you know what I mean? It's like so much extra backtracking and for what, you know? And of course you got Eileen with you, so you gotta consider that, and it's fucking just annoying. Gonna see that stupid Walter Wheelies? Walter Wheaties, dude. Alright, so we're gonna just go right down the other side. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, turnstiles on the opposite end. Alright, so this time Eileen comes with us, and we're gonna have to shoot these things on the wall to make sure she doesn't get hurt. As you guys know, I take a shit ton of damage on this when I do it on council, so let's try not to do that now. So basically, we're just gonna walk until they go to swing. Alright. Okay. Yeah, the council. No, I don't actually pronounce console like that. I just say it to be stupid. You know who does, though? Ninja. The streamer Ninja. When he unboxed the Xbox One, he said council. And it drove me insane. Look at this swag walk he has right now, dude. Nope. You're dumb. And you're stupid. Oh, God. I was talking so much shit that I got hit. Plain and simple. Get out of the way. I ain't no simp. Look at this fucking swag walk he's got going on. I'm just trolling this kid right now. I'm trolling this Eileen character. As if she even has a clue. Yeah, get a clue. Alright, so pretty much we're just gonna run past. I swear she looks so much like Sadako here with the long hair. Alright, we're just gonna mash this until Eileen's close enough. The frame by frame, dude. That was actually kind of disturbing, not gonna lie. Freaking unnecessary, dude. The hell is going on here? What is going on? Look at that. It's a Sigma and a soy right side by side. Incredible imagery. A Sigma and a soy pictured side by side. 2025 oil on canvas, eh? It's like Metal Gear. Everything is like Metal Gear. Everything is a Resident Evil reference in Doc's mind, and everything is a Metal Gear reference in my mind. And who are you to tell me different? Honestly, dude. Who do you, like, think you are? That's us sitting next to each other? Yeah, except I'm the Giga Chad, dude. I know you were going to try to claim that you were, but that's alright. You can be the soy. Somebody's got to be. Alright, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry for the kind of shorter stream, but I'm not going to lie. I've been up like 20 hours. I'm actually really exhausted. But I will 100% finish this game ASAP. We will complete this probably tonight. And then I'll probably be back Thursday night because I'm going to start learning how to play DBD with some of my friends. So yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, Doc's already got you on the link. And I'm going to break the chains actually right here. Let's walk right up to the fucking door and flex it. We're going to break those chains right there in 3, 2, 1.